And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the beautiful Gold Coast. This is Fankhauser Reserve, and it is the round 21 Northeast AFL game between the Southport Sharks and the NT Thunder. Mark Kennedy this afternoon, joined by two St Kilda champions, or ex-champions, now legends, as I like to say, in Gilbert McAdam and Nicky Winmar.
Well, where has been?
Oh, still legends in my eyes. And welcome to the coverage, guys. And Gilbert, this is a very big contest in the sense of really building some momentum going to the finals. But, of course, the NT Thunder, they've copped a big blow just pre-game. Yeah,
absolutely. And there's actually been a late change. And, unfortunately, they've lost young Shannon Rioli, or not young Shannon, because we know he's not that young anymore. But, look, he's a player that's... he can win a game off his own boot, Kanga, and that's what makes him so special. So he makes something out of nothing. They'll miss him today because he's a gun for them.
And, of course, Nicky, Southport really need to win today. They can still suffer a loss and end up in the finals as long as the Gold Coast lose as well. The Gold Coast Suns, they take on Aspley a little bit later on this afternoon.
Well, you'd think Aspley would win that, wouldn't you?
You would think so. So it is imperative, though, that Southport really build something this afternoon.
Be a very good game, Kanga. And, like you're saying, Southport needs a win. So it'll be a good start, and hopefully all goes well.
Well, of course, the NT Thunder, they come off a last round victory over the top place Sydney Swans up there at TIO Stadium, and we're going to see what they're going to unfold here this afternoon. The away team against the Southport Sharks. Quick tip, boys, who you like?
Oh, look, Thunder.
And Nicky, one word.
I watched them play against Sydney last week. I'll go Thunder.
We're underway, and copping a high tackle was the NT Thunder. It goes the way of Rosier. So Rosier will wheel onto his left foot, but use his hand instead. Raf Clark spins out of trouble. Not sure where to go, so he just says, I'm going to get it inside forward 50. The ball bounces. Here's Grayson. He's a welcome addition back into the Southport lineup this afternoon. He just waxes, gets the ball back, and the short kick is offline. VV can't take it. Paris mops it up, and he'll go backwards and just settle things down here a little bit and find Big Gilhouse.
Gee, I'll tell you, I just spotted Raf Clark. He's been in a good paddock, Nicky. Look at the size of him.
Looks well, doesn't he?
He's going very well. He's had a pretty good season, has Raf Clark. The ball now with Talbot.
He must be enjoying that goose and that fish food up there.
So right down deep inside forward 50. Sully just punches the ball away as it bounces. Ben Rioli comes at the contest. He's wrapped up well.
Great tackle.
And we'll have a throw-in inside forward 50 for the NT Thunder.
Yeah, great tackle, Nick, by the Southport player. I was not quite sure it was, but that's good pressure by them.
Well, Raf has touched it twice now, so, it's a good sign that he's playing well at the moment.
So Brennan, it's Kieran Brennan for Southport. He got it. Here's Crowley under pressure, just gets it forward. Only a touch, though. Tambling to Paris. Intercepted now by Drew. Drew goes long, just trying to clear the area. Clement is there. He just gathers the ball. Going to get round Bugler and just squares the ball up inside forward 50. Burton's going to have to go. There's a little bit of confusion amongst the big men in VV and Thurlow, who was going to fly. And in the end, it was little Burton who interjected beautifully.
Isn't it interesting? Thunder have all the play. It's been inside their forward 50 3 times. Southport take it in once in their forward 50. Gives them an opportunity to score a goal, Nick.
That's right. And well done there by young Nick.
So Nicholas Burton, he'll go back. He's a lively contributor, can play forward, through the middle, or even down back on occasion. He'll shoot it. About 43 metres. This will be a good start if he can nail it, but he can't. It's to the near side.
There's a pretty reasonable crowd here today at Southport. Look at the cars, and there's a lot of people in here. It's not a bad crowd.
That there is. Good feel about it as Eilert brings it out, gives it to another prime mover of the NT Thunder unit in Richard Tambling, the former Tiger.
I noticed the NEAFL awards are coming up soon, and I'm sure Eilert will poll well in that.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, in fact.
Tomorrow night.
And here's a man that will no doubt get a few votes in Jared Brennan to Rosier. So a lot of the midfielders getting the ball in the back half of the ground. Mackenzie hits it hard. Just wrapped up there was the NT Thunder, and Boston just comes away with it in those bright yellow boots. On the bounce, the ball goes up towards Thurlow. Brennan's right there with him. And the ball out of bounds. We'll have a throw in.
Just early in the game, Nick, I've noticed that Southport's tackling and pressure is better than Thunder at the moment, isn't it?
It's very good at the moment. Turnovers will cost them too. They're going to keep the ball.
Gilhouse works his way to the front. Winning the ball here was Brennan, quickly on the boot, just round the corner, as is his wanton will. And Mackenzie couldn't handle it, with Mummery right there as well.
If Thunder win today, they can set up a final next week, because the top two teams, don't they have a break, or the top team has a break?
Sydney Swans are in front in top positions. Positions 2 to 4 can change, and that is Aspley, Sydney University and the Giants, but the NT Thunder, they're anchored in 5th spot and are going nowhere.
But they're on 40, so they're only one game out of the...
Their percentage will not.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep. So as Grayson's wrapped up.
No, well, it's a good point, because people want to hear, what the opportunity is. If you finish that top two, you get that final home ground.
That's right. So Grayson won the free kick for a high tackle. Gives it to Keel. Gets around Raf Clark. Now can take the ball inside forward 50. Franks with the target, gets it down to Clements. He's cleaned up there by Ben Rioli. Well done, but Clements gets up, gives it to Drew. Drew round the corner, and that's a good first opening goal to Jared Drew. And what about the work of Clements, boys?
Done really well to recover as he lost the ball, but he got it back again, so which is good.
Oh, Clements' pressure then, and for him to get the ball out, he just gave his mate an opportunity. And well, the ball's been in there forward 50 a couple of times. They're one goal up, Nicky, and I'm surprised Thunder haven't scored. But look, long way to go yet. Yeah,
they've got it. Every time they do go into 50, Gilbert, they've got to score a goal. It's very important against top sides.
I reckon if Southport can get away to an early start, and especially the home ground advantage, Nick, will go a long way towards them winning the game.
Well, they were disappointing last week in a game I saw against the Gold Coast Suns, to go down comprehensively in the finish. But they'll be looking to rebound here against the Thunder. We go again, both ruckmen. Gee, that was a heavy contest. NT win the free kick. They'll take it forward. Well done there. This is Cooper. Cooper, how far did he run? Not far enough is the call. Ewing, just with Sully, a bit of man-on-man action. And then Grayson just gets the ball out nicely into the outstretched fingertips of Jason Burge. Burge to Keris, called to play on, didn't go the distance. Now Burge, long down the line. Look, touch to me. Franks comes out to meet it on the bounce anyway. Might have been grabbed by the leg. Cooper does well, gets it through. Vivi, chain of handballs, doesn't quite find the target. Rioli was the target. That's Ben Rioli with Shannon out today. Tom Thine, he's wrapped up right on true centre wing on this clubhouse side of the ground. And we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, look, just great pressure. And, look, I know it's only early, but it's great signs for both clubs. And this game looks like it could be a very interesting game today.
Chain of handballs, see Southport win the clearance, gets it off to Keel. He just chips the ball up and finds Isaac Franks. Young man showing a little bit of get up and go about him in the few games that he's played this year. Thurlow's the target. Bugler was the man. He had his hand on his shoulder as he just tried to get around that big height that is Fraser Thurlow. Oh,
look, the idea was right, but it was just unfortunate he made contact, and technically that's a free kick because he's hit him above the shoulders, Nick.
Yeah, the Sharks have started well so far.
I know.
Being in front too in the forward line is very important though,
It is, and conditions beautiful.
Yep.
So Fraser Thurlow, the former Essendon listed player, and in the SANFL with Woodville West Torrens, he just misses the target across the face. Of course, he is a Gold Coast boy originally, is Thurlow. And this will be Jack Long in the back half who can bring it back into play. The thick set figure of Jack Long asked to go. So he kicks it long. Taban is the target. And what about the leap by Grayson? Couldn't bring it down with him though. Wills in his 50th NEAFL appearance this afternoon. The ball not out of play. So Grayson gets it back inside forward 50. Butter it goes high. Here's little Clements again. This time he's dispossessed.
He tries to get, he nearly got through again. Well, he's like a little ball, isn't he? Let him.
I love him, brother. He's a hard head. Just have a look at him. He's a hard head.
And when your confidence is up, you tend to go for things like that, don't you?
Yeah, and you've got to have your hard head players like that just have no fear, because they're not the skillful ones. But you know what? they'll put your body on the line like he did then and he did before, Nick?
Every time the ball hits the ground on the forward line, he's there. It's good.
He's like a little bouncing ball.
So Bugler with the result of a 50-metre penalty, then by hand to Tambling, to Talbot, now to Shannon. He goes backwards to Long, so they're just going to look for a bit of a way forward here, and under pressure, just gets his kick away and finds Bugler.
You noticed Territory Thunder kicking backwards a lot today, and I reckon that game style's sort of starting to move away from us, Nick. Is that a fair point or not?
Yeah.
I
don't know about those backwards kicking, but, Well,
we come from a different era as players, and they just a possession game. Their skill level is very good as the ball's out there with Lonergan on that far wing. So right as far as we can away from our commentary position. He's asked to go now. Kicks it high. Looking for a target. Crowley just worked an opponent under the ball and allowed Thurlow to come and take the easiest of marks in the defensive half.
Southport are zoning really well. Every time Thunder get the ball and try to kick it in their forward line, they've done. I reckon Nathan Bock's done a really good homework there, because he's beaten them at the moment in terms of the tactics.
So Boston goes down the line looking for Franks. Now to Screech at ground level. Just kicks it forward, hoping for a target. Taban, he'll just mop it up, gets it to Bugler. They go backwards again.
Very lucky.
Gets to Islet just in time before Thurlow could arrive. Good kick, finds Lonergan. So just right on defensive 50.
Backwards again.
Yeah.
Now they might have a little bit of space. No, this is Bath. Asked to go. Gets around Ritchie.
Southport are zoning too.
Now to Long. Now to
down.
Shannon. Now a little bit of open space. What have they got to offer here? Taban just probably should have attacked a little bit harder there. Back to Rosier. Just trying to find the absolute picture-perfect kick to Darren Ewing, and Matt Sully's right there with him. That's going to be a key matchup this afternoon.
Yeah, I just noticed that move, and I like that Sully on the champion himself from the Northern Territory.
So sitting on
Darren Ewing.
Sitting on 498 NEAFL goals is Darren Ewing. So 2 for 500. That'll be a massive achievement. So Kieran Brennan gets it down. Well sharked there by the shark in Grayson. Holland to Boston. Now Troutman. So the Fish has his kick smothered by Matt Rosier, and NT Thunder keep the ball in their attacking 50.
Great smother by Matt Rosier.
Good smother there,
Nick,
Gilbert.
He's actually an Alice Springs boy originally, and he's moved up to Darwin, and he's really stepped himself up in Darwin. But he's originally an Alice boy. We'll claim him.
Over the back, Kieran Brennan just reefed off the ball was Rosier there again. Now Southport might be able to clear, although not being able to take it cleanly. That on that occasion was Ritchie.
Good tackle again.
Yeah, it's hot inside the contest. Brennan with no great effect, and then cleared by the Southport defence. Burton does well, although trips over, finds himself in trouble. Talbot's there, and Talbot lays the good, effective tackle, wins the free kick. Goes back to Bugler.
Yeah, he goes right, young Talbot. Could be the son of Peter Talbot, but we'll find out a bit more about that.
So Brennan to Gilhouse. Looks awkward by style of that kick. Sets it up. And that's Rogers, the young man from Victoria, via Noosa, of all places. Mummery does well, gets his hands free. VV looked awkward. Attacking the ball hard there was Rogers, but Tambling comes away with it, has his kick smothered by Crowley. Gets it again, goes long over the top, and just saving the day is Grayson.
You called young Mummery before. He's an up-and-comer. He's only 17, 18-year-old kid, and he's going to be an opportunity to be drafted at one day, Kanga.
Geez, the backline boys for Southport are sort of doing a really good job there.
They are, Nick.
Yeah.
They've zoned really well, and they're making Territory Thunder kick backwards.
Yeah, they are.
So the ball back into play. Inside forward 50. Kieran Brennan gets a hit out. And the ball out of play once again, 45 metres around from goal.
There's only 3 Southport players from their centre-half backline forward.
Yeah.
That's why they've zoned it, and they're just crowding him.
Well, we know the fleet.
Good tactics by Coach Bock.
Fleet of foot that is the NT Thunder. Southport won't want to get them out of the way as Brennan gets it down beautifully from the contest. Ewing and Sully have a wrestle. And just trying to rush it there was Richie. The ball just went around him. Cooper. It's a sneaky little handball out, but it hits the goalpost.
Unlucky young fella there.
Yeah, it's the first score for the NT Thunder.
Surprising, it's their first score of the quarter, isn't it? Especially the amount of possession that they've had so far. They've dominated possession, but they just can't seem to score goals, Nick.
Yeah.
So the ball over the back from the kick in, but Glenn Screech just had hands in the back. And so the NT Thunder will take the free
it's
kick.
Same width and same length of the Darwin. Oh, you played on Darwin ground, didn't you?
This would be very similar to Marara.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
of course
right,
it is. Southport's a massive oval, so it's very similar.
So Daly Shannon inside forward 50. Not a bad conveyance, that one, and finds Daniel Lewis. So Lewis, field umpire and the boundary umpire just conferring and saying, did he juggle it over the boundary line? And the consensus from the umpires is no, that's a fair mark.
He's on the right side for a right footer, and he'll probably see a bit of daylight between those goals, Nick. You'd think so from that side?
Yeah. He'll have a good shotty, I think. Kick it straight, he'll be right.
So Daniel Lewis, it's right to the goal line, and Kieran Brennan was the only one that really went for the ball and just rushed it.
It was a good contest so far, Kanga. Nobody's breaking away from each other yet.
Good point.
Kick in comes. Wills just chimes in beautifully and sharks that kick in from...
He's been a great play for this Territory Thunder side, young Wills. Phillip, son of Nat Wills, legend from Buffalo's Footy Club.
Good
he just
kid.
puts it right back to from where it came. And again, the ball rushed again, so Southport can reload and get a let off. And 50 games for him today with the NT Thunder.
Oh, good on him. He's a great kid, and I actually had the opportunity to coach him as a 15, 16-year-old kid, and he was playing seniors at the time, and that's how good he was.
So well done there by Raph Clark from the kick in. Here's Cooper. I love what this kid brings to the contest. Goes short, goes hard,
Good
and
kick.
finds Lewis once again. And Daniel Lewis, he had a sighter before from that side of the ground. And this is a little bit closer, but the angle is pretty similar.
How would you like to be on the end of those kicks, Nick?
Jeez, he was fast.
How good was that pass?
Remember Ninny Preston?
He's got a bit of Ninny Briston, Nicky. That was spot on. That's a good
quick.
call, that.
He was good. He was a very fast player.
He was a champion for the Buffalo's Football Club.
Yeah.
So Lewis comes in, shoots for goal, and this time goes to the near side. So they're peppering the goals at the moment with no great effect, because they have not been able to register their first for the afternoon as yet.
It's quite amazing, isn't it? They probably had 70% of the play, Kanga.
As Sully kicked it to himself, brings the ball in, looking for the ball to go over the back. Screech just protects it well. Paris is right there as well.
Oh,
and he gives it
very
up
unlucky.
by a throw, though. So Keel thought he was away and wasn't to be.
Good decision by the umpire. He was right on the spot.
So Wills gives it quickly. Now to Rosier on the left foot. Looking for Ewing, and he's there all by himself.
Too easy, wasn't it?
And there's a little bit happening off the ball, and that will result in a 50-metre penalty. So Ewing will chalk up, unless there's a little bit of something
Young Benny
that gives a free kick back the other way.
Yeah, little Benny Rioli's involved. He's only about 5 foot tall, but he's having a go, young Ben.
And what we're going to see here as the players disperse somewhat.
Still a bit going on there.
Keris involved is goal 499 to Darren Ewing as the Thunder hit the lead for the first time this afternoon, and they move to 1-4-10. Southport 1-2-8.
Yeah, they needed that goal, Nicky, because it's almost like they weren't getting rewarded for all the hard work that they've been doing for this quarter, and it's taken them this long to get a goal. But you know what? That's your starting point. Once you get that goal, it almost like it's a cancer and it spreads a bit, and it's like, okay, fellas, let's get the next one, isn't it?
Full credit to the Thunder backline too for, they kept the Sharks out of that position for about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, good point.
Disposals overall so far 50-28 the NT Thunder's way, so that probably just gives you an idea of the amount of ball the NT Thunder
That's
have
what I'm saying, and they should have been more in front by now than 2 points.
So Gilhouse uncontested in the ruck. Now Rosier wheels around and puts it into the forward 50. Lewis went high. That was a good fly. Couldn't take it down with him. Southport bring it away. Now Thurlow has his kick smothered by Cooper. Mummery quickly. It's offline. It's going to roll over the boundary line. And once again, NT Thunder will be able to set up for another scoring opportunity.
Nicky, they're winning the clearances, eh?
Yeah.
They're smashing Southport in the clearances at the moment.
I think Southport's got to sort of man up, I think, in the centre there.
Well, they're losing the clearances, but they're winning around the ground, so it's either that way or that way, you know.
So into the 19th minute of this first quarter. Rogers picks it up quickly for Southport. Bounces over the top of the first contest. Tabani hits it hard. Rosie, though, gets in the way. Gives it back. Now off to Long. Kicks it low and hard. It's going to ground. The contest there was Mummery and also McKenzie. No love lost there. Well done by Farrell Nelson to Rosier. Just over the head of Mummery. And Southport, I was going to say they could bring it away, but Bowden intercepted the handball. And Crowley, under pressure, can only get it back to defensive 50, where Rosier takes the mark. So the pressure right on Southport here at the moment.
There's still a lot going on with Crowley, and Crowley... Yeah, there's a bit going on. One of the Thunder players has gone down.
Yeah, looked like Daniel Lewis.
Well, you know what? I don't mind a bit of aggression from Southport, Nicky. There's nothing wrong with it as long as it's within the rules, isn't it?
It is a big game for Thunder.
It's a big game for
Sharks
both
today, you know.
Exactly. They're fighting for a top six.
Yeah.
So the ball now with Paris, as Lewis is still down at forward 50. Now VV has the ball. They've brought the ball right back to that outer wing. In the true wing position, is looking for Talbot. Burge is right there with him. Now Franks is forced to defend. Screeches the target, goes through his awaiting hands. Rogers just gives it straight to Bugler, who goes up to the top of the goal square. Ewing's there.
You're kidding.
And the ball just rushed by the Southport defence. See them all just swarm around Darren Ewing as soon as it was around him. Well, he's a strong man.
He was, but there was only 1 and 3 Southports, and they almost let one bloke beat them. You don't let one bloke beat you when you've got 3 blokes coming in for the hit out. But
look at this.
Anyway.
The ball went straight back up the middle from Sully. Now it comes almost straight back inside forward 50. VV just tripped over. Here's Farrell Nelson. Now to Bath, and good positioning of the body there by Adam McKenzie will win the free kick for Southport. Goes across to the young man.
Look at this.
And Butterick.
Yeah, no, they're making change. It's a hot day, Nicky, so they need to make changes, so they're keeping their players fresh.
Well done there by Bugler. The kick wasn't as good as it could have been inside forward 50. I'll tell you what, if the kicks had been a bit better here this afternoon, boys, with entries inside forward 50, Southport had been a bit of hurt here. As Bugler wins it again. That one is a shocker off the boot. Didn't have much time. He was taken high, was the NT Thunder player, by Hayden Keel. And it will be...
Daniel Lewis.
It will be Michael Bowden who takes the free kick. Looks for one short. Has Bugler there, so that's poor checking by Fraser Thurlow, I think, who might be his direct opponent. If it's not, it might be Kieran Brennan.
Lewis has come off the ground, Nick, so I'm just saying he's okay. He'll be coming back on the ground, so that's good signs for them.
So the captain for this afternoon, in the absence of Shannon Rioli, is Justin Bugler, and he's worked his way down from defence. He shoots from 40 metres out, off a couple of steps. It's across the face. He kicked it like a defender. Mummery went high. Ambitious, because the big man in front there was Sully, who took the nice defensive mark.
Yeah, no, he's got a bit of going in, young Mummery. I don't like him jumping for marks like that, because he took on 2 of them.
Sully roosts it high. Thurlow had the sit, went straight through his hands. Butterick just pushes one off, then gives it back to Troutman. Troutman down the line. That looks long and ugly and wide and out of bounds on the full it goes. As Cameron Eilert will take the resultant free kick. Usually has the man up in the man bun. And this is Tambling.
I was talking to him last week.
Tambling?
And gives it off to Mummery. He's talking about Dyson Butterick of being of Indigenous background. Is that right?
I had a great yarn to him when I did a call to game in Sydney, and lovely kid, mate, magnificent kid, and he's hard as nails the way he plays.
He is, as Shannon gets it off to Bugler. Bugler gives it over the top to VV. The handball just probably made him stand still, gives it back to Bugler. Kick was The target was Wills. Now Ewing. That's as far away from home as he generally goes. Inside forward 50. Grayson got hands to it. Raf Clark just affected the spoil. They're
Great
under
tackle.
enormous pressure, Southport. On the ball now is Kieran Brennan. He's dispossessed. Grayson tries to come through. That's Cooper with the handball out of the pack, and Keris finds a little bit of space to Franks and now to Boston. Can they settle it? But they've got nothing up the field, so it's going to have to be a pinpoint kick. And unloaded there is Connor West.
Jeez.
Jackie Long, great hip and shoulder, Jackie Long.
Yeah.
Tambling.
He's going again.
Couldn't take the mark, but copped a push in the back, so he wins the free kick.
He's named after the great Jackie Long, the father of all the Long brothers, Michael Long. And yeah, he's just one of the part of the clan. They're everywhere, the Long family.
Stocky boy, isn't he?
And of course, the latest addition to AFL ranks last week in Essendon.
Young Jakey debuted for Essendon.
Did he?
Yeah, last week.
Tambling's kick did not find its target, and Franks mops it up, gives it to Keris. Keris, 30-plus disposals last week, goes out to the outer side. Connor West does well, clutches it.
Kick it long.
He's got a man in front. It's Clements. The bounce just eludes him, so it's a wasted opportunity there. The idea was right, the execution wasn't.
Yeah, the skill level let him down. And, you know, he was by himself, the little man, little hard nut 28, and Clements.
I know, he was
done,
by himself.
all they needed to do was put it out in front of him, Nick.
20 minutes, the boys. Just first time's been in 20 minutes.
Yeah, good call. Thunder have dominated.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to dominate on the scoreboard at this point in time. Keris does well, gets it back. Butterick inside forward 50. Brennan back with courage. Unloaded there also.
Clements.
Oh, he nearly had it. Could have picked it up.
Your man.
Clements.
And Clements off the ground, no good. As Peris was unloaded in that marking contest as well. The kick-in's a dangerous one. But just manages to find his target in Daly Shannon. Now finds Bowden, now out too. That man, you just never know what he's going to do, Jared Brennan. I'm not sure he knows what he's going to do half the time. Gets it to Mummery, gets around Burge, kicks a little low one. Brennan can't handle it. Just almost elbows off Rosier.
He's done it 3 times.
The fend was finally picked up by the umpire off the ball. And Matt Rosier will take the free kick for a high fend. Gives it to Brennan.
Sore neck tonight.
Brennan down the line. Lewis is the target. Richie was there, but Lewis gets it. Well done there. Off to Barth. Chips it over the top. Can't quite find Talbot. Keris is there. Can't affect the tackle. Lewis just tries to palm one off. Does well. Gets it back to Tambling. Now it's a 1-on-1, a 2-on-1 even. Ewing's there. But now Grayson arrives. Just does well. Has a bit of poise. Gives it to Drew. They find a bit of space and they're running with Glenn Screech.
How good was Lewis's pressure there in there, you know, to try and keep that ball in?
So Screech with 2 bounces goes up and finds Thurlow up forward, just inside forward 50. He can play on. He has a man running in.
Oh, yes.
He's made that look easy.
How's that?
I was going to say, he had a man running for him in Blake Erickson, but he didn't need him because he just wheeled around and went boom.
Oh, look, that went 55 metres, but it went another 10 metres behind Nick. That was, if he shows that he can do that, why can't he do that all the time? Because you should be able to do that all the time. Just back yourself like he did then. Great goal by Southport. And you know what, Nicky? They're back in front.
It's the reason why they got that goal, because they moved it down there quickly as well.
Fast.
Yeah? You reckon?
Yeah, and they go.
By himself, look. 3 other blokes. But I'll tell you about something later on. I don't know, this boundary line changing thing is just beyond me.
Well, they're trying to keep players fresh this afternoon. It is 25 degrees. And now, with that quick forward entry, Southport are 4 points in front, 2-3-15. A wasteful NT Thunder, 1-5-11 as Boston gets a clearance to go just about to forward 50. That's almost a free kick.
Why isn't that a
long?
Big long here. He done it again.
Clements. He was just about away again, Clements.
Yeah.
But the siren beat him on that occasion. And there's a little bit of feeling in this game. There's pressure. NT Thunder have probably had the best of the quarter, but are behind on the scoreboard. 2-3-15. They trail Southport with NT Thunder 1-5-11. Southport, the Sharks, 4 points up.
Yeah, and one thing you know what you're going to get with Thunder is they'll play 4 quarters of footy like that. They won't stop. I don't know if we'll get 4 quarters out of Southport, but time will tell, Nick. Great start by both sides.
Great start, Gilbert. Yeah, they got it in there about 3 or 4 times and they scored. Like, there's 2 goals, 3. Could have been 5. Thunder could be 6 goals, you know, if they'd kicked straighter. But a lot of pressure in the forward line for Thunder to get the ball through the goals. South, you know, the Sharks are doing well, but just virtually that last bit of play there was great. Went back, had a shot for goal. It's great.
So 87 disposals to 59. The goal kickers singles to Drew and Thurlow for Southport, and Darren Ewing the 499th NEAFL goal. The margin's 4 points at quarter time in favour of the Sharks. We'll take a break as the players get some words, and we'll be back with you for the second quarter.
You just kick goals like that, Gil.
And welcome back to Fankhauser Reserve. It's quarter time here with Southport 2-3-15 leading the NT Thunder 1-5-11. Just quickly, some of the leading possession getters on the ground. Todd Grayson for the Sharks has 8 first quarter disposals. Boston, Clements, Thurlow, Holland, Kerris and Franks have 4 apiece. And for the NT Thunder, Bugler, the defender, he's just pushing forward, but he's involved in the play. He's got 8, as has Matt Rosier with 7 apiece to Richard Tambling and Daly Shannon. And boys, that was a competitive first quarter of football. Nicky Winmar joining me this afternoon along with Gilbert McAdam. And Nicky, the pressure of Southport was very good, but the NT Thunder have had plenty of chances as well.
They had plenty of chances there, Kanga. But Southport did really well to keep them, to score 1 goal 5. And they had a lot of chances to kick goals. But Southport did really well.
Yeah, no, look, it's just set up for a good second quarter now, and it's going to be interesting what happens this quarter because going into half time, hopefully it'll be pretty even again, like the first quarter, Kanga.
Well, as a spectacle, that's what we're looking for.
Oh, look, as a spectator, you'd be loving watching the game.
Well, it's been hard and tough. The skills at times haven't been the best. Just 3 goals kicked in the first quarter. Inside 50, 17 to the NT Thunder. To Southport, just 8.
That's a massive difference.
But as we said, Southport just a little more efficient going forward.
Yeah, well, they've used the ball. They've used the ball better.
17 times 8.
That's massive.
That is.
So the siren goes.
17 goals.
And we're underway. Gillhouse and Kieran Brennan give it to the former. Just gets it again. Kicks it long inside forward 50. Crowley probably drops one he wouldn't ordinarily do. But Adam McKenzie's there to help him out. Mummery applies the pressure. Now to Burge. It's around a couple. Just goes towards Keel under pressure from Paris. But the high hit
very lucky
over
for
the
that.
shoulders.
Oh, he put his body on the line.
Yeah.
That was gutsy by him, Nicky.
Very good.
So the former Grogan medalist in Queensland gives it out. Right to that outer wing. Finds Grayson. And Grayson just kicked the ball out of bounds. The umpire put his hand up like it was a throw-in. But the umpire's going over there like it should be out on the full.
Yeah, what's he doing putting his hand up for?
So,
he's called it out of bounds.
Something going on there. He must have had his foot out.
No, the boundary umpire's called it's out of bounds, but the umpires...
The player who kicked it must have had his foot out before he kicked it.
So the boundary umpire is going to win the day here, and the ball is going to go back towards the wing, and suggesting that Todd Grayson was out of bounds when he kicked the ball.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And it was play on. So that's, in a way, that's actually a win to Southport in a strange sort of a sense. Gillhouse had front spot and then applies the tackle. The ball's going nowhere. And Gillhouse, he's built like a brick outhouse.
With a name like Bellhouse, start calling him the Blockhouse.
Kieran Brennan gets that one. Yeah. Boston on the left foot. Forced to spoil. It was Boston kicking it the wrong way. It only just took me a second to realise that. As McKenzie just waxes with Grayson, who gets it back.
Dangerous.
It is a dangerous kick. Rogers does well under the pressure of Cooper. And now it's Matt Sully.
Oh,
that was
a turnover.
It's a holding decision.
Well, he grabbed him. As soon as he grabbed him, I thought, don't do that. And the umpire's seen it.
Yeah,
he should have just went blocked him at the front and went like that. Now they've got an opportunity to score a goal now.
So a little bit careless, reckless silliness from Seb Rogers has awarded a pretty easy free kick and a shot at goal to Justin Cooper. So Cooper, the live wire, he kicks from right on 50, he gives it everything he has, starts right, stays right. So the margin now back to 3 points.
Not much of a breeze today, King. It's nice and still.
It's not having an effect on the game anyway, Nick.
You got to Troutman. Boston gets it back, and the good kick goes right out wide and finds that man in Clements. That's a poor kick as Talbot came in. He was offloaded.
Took his head off.
And a holding decision will go the way of Luke Barth, right on forward 50. And Sam Talbot, he didn't look well there for a while, but he gets up.
Didn't Thunder sort of start like this against Sydney last week?
Yeah.
So Barth goes right to the back there and standing tall. That looks like Lewis there. Ball looked like it might have gone over the back, and Crowley had his hands up to mark the ball when really he needed to put his fist through it.
That's right. He should have.
Well, that's the number one rule. If you're behind and you're in the back line, you don't go for a mark. You've got to punch it.
So that error allowed the mark to Lewis and the goal to Lewis as well. And the NT Thunder are back in front by 3 points. They move to 2-6-18. And Southport 2-3-16. And inside 50s, they keep mounting
Should
for
he
the
use
NT Thunder 20-9.
Should have used his fist then, yeah, like you said, Kanga.
No,
Should have been
Crowley,
a punch.
he's better than that, Crowley, and he should have done more because Lewis, he's not a big man, Lewis, but you know what he's doing? He's making a contest of all the ball, and if he doesn't mark it, Nicky, he brings it to the ground, and that's what the coach wants of him.
Yep, that's good.
And traditionally speaking, the NT Thunder haven't had a big, tall key forward. Of course, Ewing is not a very tall man. Of course, he's got a great presence, but around that centre-half forward area, they just do need.
They had Lockwood last year. Lockwood hasn't played for him this year.
That's right. He's been injured all year. Ball back underway. Middle of the ground. Gilhouse just gets a handball out. Doesn't find a target, or it does. Finds a shark in Grayson, who just kicks it long. Ends up going wide, and out of bounds it goes. And the NT Thunder appealed for deliberate. The umpire says no, throw it back in.
I watched that 23 umpire as he's bouncing the ball. He's got a good style there, Gilbert. And I should have seen him take off after they bounced it. He would have won a 100-metre sprint in the Rio.
Gilhouse wins the ruck. Troutman's right there. And Eilert lays a tackle. They've just eased Cameron Eilert into a different role this year in the back half of the ground. Tambling has his kick smothered. McKenzie just overruns it. Winning it there was Burge. Now to Grayson. Not sure where to go. Tries to give the ball out, and that's holding the ball. And that was excellent stuff there from Bath. Gets back quickly, goes inside forward 50, and then saving the day. Daly Shannon was the target, but Matt Sully came across and took a good defensive mark.
Read that well, Matt.
Goes long. Gilhouse takes the mark in front. Kieran Brennan couldn't affect the contest.
He's got to put it up and give him an opportunity. With kicks like that, you don't give your mate an opportunity to get the mark.
This time Daly Shannon takes the mark, and he's trying to bring rain. I don't think it'll come this afternoon. Crowley spoils, and taking the ball over the line is Holland. So another point to the NT Thunder, stretches their lead to 4 points. And Southport go to the outer side once again. Crowley, the target's Franks. He was the third man up in the contest in the finish, and the ball spills over the boundary line.
It's a low-scoring game, isn't it, at the moment? 2 goals each.
It is, Nick, and that's just been a reflection of both sides' pressure, and that's probably why it's like that.
Might get some rain this afternoon, I reckon.
Well, it's a bit cloudy at the moment. Let's hope the rain stays away in this game.
So Bath couldn't handle the Shannon handball. In there is Lonigan, squeezes the ball out to Paris, who in turn gives to Eilert, back to Paris. Now they go further backwards to Long. Gets around 1, gets around 2 on the left foot. The kick was a shocker, and only finds Eriksson. Eriksson goes out wide, finds Keris at half back still, up towards half forward. Coming out to meet it with a big chest is Thurlow. You wouldn't want to get in his way too often. The kick was for Franks, and the ball is over the line. A little bit of pressure applied out there by the man with the helmet. He's a live wire himself in Ben Rioli.
Cameron Eilert. He's been very quiet. You haven't called him, or you haven't called him very often. The reason why is Jared Drew, number 19, is doing a great job on Cameron at the moment.
As Eriksson takes the ball over the line once again. As I say, boys, he's playing a little bit of a different role, more off that half-back situation, and doesn't go through the midfield anywhere near as much as he used to.
Yeah, he's hardly got put to the ball today because have a look at him. Drew's right next to him. Wherever he goes, he's touching him and feeling him.
Keris gets a quick handball out. Eriksson has his kick smothered. Boston tries to come through with brute strength, can't do so, and the ball will be thrown up by the umpire once again.
So
of course, Cameron Eilert, probably the most decorated player in the NEAFL competition, probably in competition with Matt Payne on that one, I'd suggest, if there is one. Boston gets a quick one out to Troutman.
Oh.
Goes inside forward 50. Bugler goes high. Does the spoil well. They come away with the footy. Excellent work there by the defence of the NT Thunder. That was Paris. Now to Talbot. Now to that man Eilert. Eilert over the top. Finds Tambling. He can play on. Approaches forward 50. He can go for home. And that's where the ball goes. The umpire signals a goal, and a good build-up finished by Richard Tambling.
Yeah, just class, Richard. That's why he played AFL, brother. You're just a class player, and yeah, he probably should have played a lot more games than he did. He probably went to the wrong club in Richmond because they didn't look after him like they should have. But anyway, that's another story. But good to see Richard still playing and contributing to Northern Territory footy. He's been a great ambassador for this state since he's been back in Darwin, Nick.
Yeah, it's great the way he finished that goal off Gilbert. I mean, like I say, like 3 goals, 7 now. And a great bit of play there. They came around this side on the wing and got the clearance through and got a goal.
Well, all of a sudden, the margin's out to 10 points. And it's 10 scoring shots to 5. So the NT Thunder have been dominant in a lot of areas, just haven't been able to really put it away. Brennan squeezes a kick out. Wills now to Paris. Goes up towards Ewing and just gets it on the second bite. I think it would have been a free kick anyway for over the shoulder. And Darren Ewing can line up, boys, for goal number 500 of the NEAFL competition as Jared Brennan is limping off. Well,
that's a class.
Like a bit of an
Mickey,
ankle.
that's a class mark. See, he made
did nothing wrong, Gil. He was right there with him all the time.
That's the quality of Ewing. That was just a class mark.
Just grabbed it and held it.
So big Buff Ewing comes up. He'll kick it on the left. 45 metres is the kick distance, and it slides across the face. So we'll have to wait for another opportunity to post number 500. Crowley brings it back in. Taban and Thurlow, the big man at the front, and Thurlow takes the mark. He's protected the drop zone nicely. Running for him is Richie.
That was a great kick, wasn't it?
So Richie gives it to Boston.
Good kick.
Boston. And talk about a good kick. That man is a very good kick. He'll get it back from Franks, who took the mark. And on that occasion, the ball's smothered by VV. Right in front of us here in the commentary position. So we'll get a good look at this stoppage.
Yeah, no, look, just a brilliant smother by VV. And we haven't... Kang hasn't called VV a hell of a lot today, Mickey. But
the things he does...
Yeah, but when he fires up, he's a player to watch out for.
So Taban wins the ruck contest. Keris goes hard, and winning the free kick is Keris for a high tackle. Butterick takes the advantage, goes up to the 2 smallest men on the ground in Clements and Rioli. Rioli wins out. Thine wraps him up with a tackle though. VV and Clements goes again hard. VV does well with a good handball off to Tambling, Paris, and now to Shannon. And Shannon goes up towards Lewis. And it just beats his outstretched fingertips. And of course, it wasn't quite Daly Shannon. It was Bowden involved in that play.
The way the play's going, Sharks need to get the next goal to stay in this competition, because if Thunder gets the next goal, they'll probably get another one right after that as well.
I'm getting a feeling that Thunder are just starting to take control of the game a bit more. But still a long way to go yet.
So the ball back into play. Thurlow, Eilert wrapped up by Keris. No quarter asked for, no quarter given there between those two. And Cameron Eilert says the umpire, here it is, and that's a free kick against Taban. Advantage paid. It was a little bit dicey, but it's going to come off. Away there is Ericsson. The kick's not a good one. Cooper does well, gets it back to Long. Noel Mummery, he can run with it. But just winning the day there, well done, was by McKenzie. And McKenzie goes down the line and finds Keel. He just plays on quickly, gets past Ben Rioli, goes inside forward 50. The kick was errant. VV's there. He can get over the top to Bugler, and they can load up here, boys. This might be a quick play, but they've got nobody in front of Gillhouse. So they might be just held up. The kick's a short one. Eilert's there, but Screech, I don't think he needed to be just quite as vigorous as what he was on Eilert. And the result was that Eilert wins the free kick and can give it out wide and has Raf Clark.
Good sides target opposition who are going to win games, and that's what they do to opposition. They make him look not silly, but they try and make the other players in that team, let them know that he's a target for the day.
So Cooper just limped off for the NT Thunder as well, with looked like a leg injury. The ball tied up on the outer wing, and The umpire will throw it up. So we saw Jared Brennan limp off a little while ago. Now Cooper's just...
I think he's done his ankle, I think.
Yeah, Brennan having his ankle re-taped. We can see that now. Boston wins the clearance as around the corner. Keeps the ball in. Keris is there. And also there was Raf Clark to escort the ball over the line. So the ball's moved to half forward out of side. With Southport just going into attack.
What does Southport have to do, Nick, to get back into the game? What do you think?
They've got to get the next goal, Gilbert. They've got to get it down there and get the next goal.
So Gilhouse gets the ball down. Boston looked like he was grabbed without it. Southport will still come away with the ball anyway. Here's Clements. We know it's exciting when he's got the ball. Troutman runs for him. Just doing well there. Just eludes a tackle. Now has to go backwards. Ericsson's there. Now trying to come through as Butterick. The ball smashed away from him. And then the man that comes the other way, that was Eilert. And they're away. Shannon inside forward 50. And the fast break worked as the ball goes right to about 40 metres from goal. And that man, the Goliath of the NEAFL goal-kicking competition, Darren Ewing, takes the mark.
Nicky, that's why they're such a good side, because they can move the ball from back to forward without the opposition touching the ball. They done it a lot last year. This year they haven't done it as enough, and that's probably why they're a bit more down on the ladder.
Yeah, good play.
So Darren Ewing, he kicks from outside 50. It's going to have the distance, and it's going to have the accuracy. That's a good one to chalk up goal number 500 in the NEAFL competition. And for the NT Thunder, he has been a pioneer for this competition and for the NT Thunder.
Yeah, just classy goal there. And all of a sudden, Nicky, they've had 12 scoring shots to Southport 5. So
it's a good number, Gilbert, number 2. You wore number 2, didn't you, at Brisbane?
Yeah, no, look, he's a good player, this fella.
But you had number 2, didn't you?
Oh, I wore it a couple of times. But no, look, it was set up beautifully from the defence, and Cameron Eilert, when he just see how hard Eilert is, just straight through.
The way they brought the boy out of the back line, it's just good to watch, Gilbert.
So the NT Thunder, they skip away to a 17-point lead, 4-8, playing 2-3. Warning signs. Drew, wrapped up by Eilert. Burge gets back. Chips the ball out to the outer wing, finds Keel. Keel asked to go now. He's got a runner in Keris for him, VV. He'll apply the pressure. They're just messing around with it here a little bit. Keel, he got it back, goes inside. Forward 50, Taban to Eilert to Bugler. They can mop it up here nicely to defence. And Bugler goes out wide. Has a man free there. It was Farrell Nelson, but it went over his head. And out of bounds on the full it goes. Keris will take the free kick. Goes in board, finds Jason Burge, the former skipper of the Sharks. He in turn finds Franks. Still 65 metres out from goal as the NT Thunder defence flood back. Brennan can't impact the contest of Gilhouse taking the mark.
Sorry.
He's a big boy, Gilhouse.
He's massive. I said outhouse, Gilhouse.
Bugler has one short, that's Tambling. Just maintaining possession well. Settling it down at the right times. Now they look to the outer side. Mummery's there, and Connor West was there also. The ball fumbled over the boundary line. So outer side. We've played only 18 minutes of this second quarter. And the lead, 17 points to the Thunder. Gilhouse got front spot again. And the ball out of play once again. Doing well in the hit-outs. He's got 12 so far.
Southport might have to change their midfield structure just to try and get first use of the ball, Nick.
I would put young Clements on there.
Brennan got first hands to it on that occasion. And Eilert applies the pressure on Keris, and we have yet another stoppage. So a little bit of a lull here for the moment.
I don't know if they need to. There's no need to panic, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that they wouldn't want to let it get too far away from them. Otherwise,
the game's on the line, the finals, all that stuff.
You know, catch up. Otherwise,
Well, now they have the clearance, but the kick that came from Holland was errant. Goes out of bounds on the full. So Ben Rioli takes the free kick, has Talbot short. He looked to give it to Rioli, but no, instead's come inboard, finds Bugler. Bugler has a man in the middle of the centre square. That's Patrick Taban. Taban goes to the clubhouse side of the ground. Peris does well. Just got rid of his player, but then Isaac Franks comes and lends a hand. Gets on his hands and knees and up on his feet. Gets a handball away. Connor West, under pressure, got the handball away as Lonergan applied the tackle. VV was happy to see the ball over the line and say, let's start again, boys.
Just then, King VV. He come off a rest, still smiling. Look at him.
Both sides still making a lot of changes because it's going to pay dividends in the end.
Well, it is a nice warm day here this afternoon,
very hot,
isn't it?
Kanka, that's right.
25 degrees.
Beautiful.
Not a bad winter's day, no matter where you are around Australia. Keris to Burge, to Kieran Brennan, to Boston. He'll have to go quickly. Just measures the kick nicely. Under pressure and finds Glenn Screech.
You know what I like about Southport? They just won't give up, Kanga. They just keep persisting, and that's a good sign for them.
So Nick Burton has the kick. Now the ball comes in high. Coming across there was Thurlow. Reading it nicely off hands was Adam McKenzie. And that's a badly needed goal for Southport.
Well done.
And Thurlow just came across. I think he put the fear of life into everybody. But Adam McKenzie at the drop of the ball strolled into the open goal.
Oh, the thing he did was brought the ball to ground, and he just read it better than everyone else. That's basically it to it. But look, very much needed goal by Southport, Nicky. And
well, the last boundary line throw in here, Gilbert, not one in, but Thunderboy did touch the footy, and you know, it was all Southport, and they got away, got a goal.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen to Thunder last year. There's definitely a big difference in the side this year, and you can see why they are on the ladder so far, Kanga. That's the reason why they're probably not as consistent as they were.
So currently fifth on the ladder, NT Thunder. Southport sitting sixth. The margin here is 11 points. Some 21 minutes gone of the second quarter. That's Boston that lays the tackle, keeps the ball inside the centre circle. Leading possession getter, Justin Bugler on the ground with 13. Daly Shannon with 12, as does Andrew Boston and Todd Grayson for Southport. Boston has 13. Keris just eludes a tackle well, gives it off to Troutman. So the fish
Here we go. Good
goes
work.
to the outer side. Has
Go
Burton.
again.
So Burton, he was involved last time.
Oh,
and Thurlow was going to be
he?
the target. And then he just shimmied to go another way. And Bugler just went to where the ball went. And now the ball goes forward. Lewis can't run onto it. And it goes out of bounds as NT Thunder go into attack again. That was another errant kick that just got turned over poorly by Southport.
Yeah. Nicky, what's happened is Boston, Butterick and Keris, they've gone on the ball, and I said a week or 2 weeks ago that for them to make an impact, those guys need to be on the ground. So since in the centre square, since they've done that, they scored the last goal because they're good players, those three.
Yep, they should be on the ball there, Gilbert.
So it was Rosier that plucked it from mid-air and was tackled immediately by Keris, and we'll have another stoppage on that outer side, half forward for the NT Thunder. Boston gets the ball forward. Well done there. Screech takes a good mark and just tries to move it forward quickly in turn and can only put it out of bounds on the full. So Bugler just keep racking them up from the back half of the ground. He does. And the captain for this afternoon in Shannon Rioli's absence will kick the ball inboard to Talbot, and they'll might try and bring it down the clubhouse side of the ground. And no, they go straight up the ground instead and find Luke Barth. He's been very good since he's come to the NT Thunder. From the Geelong competition last year, Raf Clark couldn't take the mark. Rosie is well wrapped up. Couldn't just push it forward, and the ball eventually out of bounds on the outer side. So 11 points the margin. Heading towards...
Southport would be happy with that going into half-time.
Well, they haven't had the lion's share of the football, have they? But they're in the contest.
That's the stupid thing about it. They're only 2 kicks behind.
So Cooper just goes to ground with the footy. Ball goes the other way as Southport take it away. Vivi's wrapped up. Cooper again gets involved. Good to see him back on the ground. And the kick under enormous pressure.
They're doing well, Southport, so far.
They're hanging in
Ericsson.
there, Nick.
Yeah.
Ericsson looks for a short one, finds Burton right in front of the Doug Hanell Memorial scoreboard. Not sure where to go, Burton. So now decides I'm going to kick it long down the line. Look for the ruck target. Over the back was Clements. Clements has one inboard, inside forward 50. It's West. West, he's looking for a pass. Ritchie's the target. Can't hold the mark. You can't help but think, boys, that Connor West probably should have gone back and had a shot for goal.
Yeah, he probably should have, but I'm going to... Young Mummery, that was brilliant what he did, Nicky, because he was running backwards and he could have given a free kick to Southport, so he disguised that well, young Mummery. Good stuff.
So Jack Long won the free kick. Is it to Paris? So still inside defensive 50.
His sister represented the Olympic Hockeyroos in the Olympic Games in Rio.
Mark.
Well done there by Grayson. Takes the mark.
Grayson's going the wrong way, and he kicked the ball in the Thunder direction. I don't know what he was doing standing over there.
So Grayson. Franks is a target. Coming over the top is the man who had his ankle strapped. He's back on the ground. Jared Brennan just thumped it over the boundary line.
Not bad having a sister as an Olympian, Nicky.
Yeah.
They were disappointing, though, the girls, but never mind.
Got 6, didn't they?
I don't know what they got.
I think Great Britain won it today.
My point is the Paris bloodlines. They're absolutely magnificent. That's my point.
It was a shootout in Great Britain, won the girls.
So Keel gets it inside, dangerous spot, gives it to Screech.
Another
now
goal.
to Ericsson. Ericsson just slides off the footy, off the right foot, and just squeezes in for a behind. So narrows the margin, but only to 10 points. They're hoping for a goal, and he got a point instead. They bring it back in.
Just can't
Rioli
hate goals kicked
to Clark, now to Rosier. They're just going to try and get him on the fast break. Ewing, 80 metres away from goal, goes in board. Daly Shannon slips over, manages to just get up and take the mark in the centre square. Gives it back to Ewing. Ewing just chips the ball over the top and has Sam Talbot there in those white boots. And he goes inside, looking for a target, and instead only finds Jared Drew of Southport, who just gets on that left and bangs it out. And Clements is spoiled by Ben Rioli. Out of bounds it goes.
I'll tell you, Thunder, if they don't watch themselves, Southport will come out after half time and go bang and kick 6 or 7 goals straight, because they're a side that can do that.
Southport can't kick. Southport will kick 6.
Yeah.
We saw them do it against the Brisbane Lions, but we've got a different class of
different kettle
opponent.
of fish here.
Talbot, the ball going way. Ewing, the handball didn't find its target, and Southport can run it out. With the ball now is Grayson, looking to measure the pass, and does so nicely to Seb Rogers. Rogers, his kick's a shocker.
Richard Tambling read it like a veteran he is.
Just kicked it to the wrong side
How did you kick it like that?
of Holland, and Tambling just picked it off easily.
Just a kicking error, that's all it is.
Lewis comes out to meet the ball, inside forward 50, just fumbles it, then falls over. Crowley to Boston. Boston finds a target the outer side. They're away here. Screech, they've got a man over the top. It's Clements. He can run. He'll have to go quick. Have to shoot. Rioli just about gets him. It rolls. It gets there.
What goal? Did you see that goal?
Oh, this is brilliant.
Did you see that? How quick was Rioli? Huh?
So the chase was good, but the kick was better.
Oh, it was
There
brilliant.
you go. I like them both.
Nicky, your man, little Robert Clements. Tell you what, you know what he is? He's like a Hayden Ballantyne. He's like a little nuisance, isn't he, at the forward line 50 for him? And yeah, if he's not antagonising, he's kicking goals like that. So what a good sign. All of a sudden, Nick, it's back to 4 points. Unbelievable.
That's it. They've worked hard.
Unbelievable.
Kept it there.
So in the 28th minute of the second quarter, scores all of a sudden 4 points the difference. 4-8 Thunder. Southport 4-4. Clements has got a couple. Matched up the other end by Darren Ewing.
Wills and Cooper, they haven't come back on the ground, so they've got 3 interchange players at the moment.
So Cooper's come back on, but we haven't seen much of Wills. As we see a secondary stoppage. go again.
Oh, well, they give you a timesheet
Taban.
with no number and no player. You got
Well
one,
done
Nick?
there by Tambling to Eilert. Eilert inside forward 50. Lewis almost took it again as the defence tried to mark it. And Crowley is wrapped up. We'll have a ball up inside forward 50.
Actually, it was Farrell Nelson that I was talking about, Nick.
Yeah.
Not young Cooper.
Right, yeah.
Ball over the back. Crowley comes through. Can't take it, but the numbers line up. Ericsson, Kerris. Now off to Holland for the outer wing. And inside forward 50 beats Thurlow. Well, to the outer wing. Beat Thurlow over the line. So we still could see a Southport lead into half-time if the couple of kicks go the right way here.
Well, it's, the way they're going, they've got all the momentum the last 10 minutes. Territory Thunder have taken the foot off the pedal.
They should get the clearance here again. Well done there by Kerris to Burge to Rogers. They've got some time and space here. Holland goes short, finds Screech as numbers flood back. It's looking a little bit flat here, the Thunder at the moment, as Southport are pressing. The kick only finds Raf Clark. Coach Xavier Clark, he'll feel the alarm bells ringing here about the way it's all fallen down. But here's an opportunity. Bowden got it from Lewis, couldn't handle his own bounce. So now it's a bit of a foot race. Screech follows, then wraps up, lays a good tackle. The turnover came though, and the Thunder have got it back again. Lewis to Tambling, and there's a free kick that's just gone off the play there. And it will go.
Why didn't he play the advantage? Why just stop the game for?
I don't know. It's got me.
It won't matter because the ball goes inside forward 50 from Tambling and finds Darren Ewing. He can line up for three.
What was the free kick for?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. They're having a shot for goal now. So.
Yeah, I think there was a player that was thrown down off the contest, so they've blown time on and brought it to where Tambling has got it. But I think they still should have played advantage
I don't know about
nonetheless.
these rules. Yeah. It's amazing.
Anyway, the result is Darren Ewing will kick for goal on that favoured left, straight as an arrow over the goal umpire's head, and the lead stays with the NT Thunder and is extended back to double digits, 10 points.
Yeah, Nick, they just hands it back, and like I said before, they'll play 4 quarters like this.
Yeah.
Southport, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, the way it's going, Southport just won't give in.
Yeah, well, that tackle in that Thunder forward line, there weren't many players in the forward line. Ewing, I knew Ewing was up in the centre when he went back, but he still marked it. He ran back there and marked, kicked a goal.
Well, let's just get it in quick. That's the secret, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 10 points the margin, favouring the NT Thunder here. Bounce goes up, favoured Thurlow. Umpire says play on. Coming through nicely was Sully. Sully goes long. Thurlow's the target. Just wrestling with Bugler.
Sucker!
And then Thurlow goes off the ground and kicks an important goal. The answer comes, and it comes quickly. It was good wrestling by Thurlow. You can't fault the effort of Bugler, but it was just that opportunistic effort by Thurlow that won the day.
Oh, look, he went for the old soccer kick, Nick, and
done well.
Doesn't matter how the ball goes through the goals as long as it goes through, Nick. And Southport is back to 4 points.
And it's 2 for Thurlow for the afternoon. 1 in the first, 1 in the second.
It's good to see a good game, Gilbert.
Yeah, no, it's a good game, all right. It's, interesting in the ruck for NT Thunder. And, yeah, I don't know what they're doing with their ruck setup.
So clearance is going Southport's way, 23-12, but hit-out's going NT Thunder's way, so they're not making advantage of first hand on the footy. Troutman tries to come through, gets it to Drew.
Oh, come on, but you're on this side.
Umpire pays a throw, and it'll be half-time as the siren goes. It was a free kick, I think, going the NT Thunder's way, but it mattered not because the siren sounds. And the NT Thunder going to half-time with a 4-point lead, 5-8-38. Southport 5-4-34. The margin got out to 17 points, guys, at one stage in the second quarter.
Oh, he's going to have a shot from the centre. That's just come in, boys. Go on.
And it ends up at 4-point lead at half time.
He got a free kick. He was going to have a shot from the middle.
But it has been an entertaining contest. At one time we thought the NT Thunder were going to kick right away. And then Southport came back with a vengeance. And they will not be disappointed with where they stand in the game. And Coach Nathan Bock, he'll have plenty of encouragement for his charges.
Yeah, no, look, they did well to come back and get the momentum the last 10 minutes. And I think I said something at the 15-minute mark that they need to do something very quick, because if they don't, the game's going to get away from them. And, gee, all of a sudden, they kicked a couple of goals and they came back to within 4 points at one stage, and 4 points again, Nicky. So it's set up for a great second half.
Big, great second half. Like third quarters, you know, Gilbert, premiership quarters. And be interesting to see who comes out and who's switched on and who's not. I think Thunder did relax a bit there, Kanga.
So goal kickers before we go for a break. Darren Ewing has got 3. Singles to Lewis and Tambling, and that's for the NT Thunder, of course. And 2 to Fraser Thurlow, including the last one off the ground for the quarter. And goals also to Mackenzie, Drew and Clements. So half-time, it is 4 points in favour of the NT Thunder. We'll be back soon after the long major break for the afternoon with the second half.
There's Ref.
Welcome back to Fankhauser Reserve. It's half time and it sees a 4-point lead to the visitors. The NT Thunder over Southport 5-8-38 to Southport 5-4-34. Mark Kennedy here, joined by St Kilda champions Gilbert McAdam and Nicky Winmar. It was an entertaining first half, boys. And we thought the NT Thunder were going to get away, but Southport really hit back hard, and they are right in this contest, Gilbert.
Oh, look, absolutely. They're right in it, all right, Kanga. And look, it's just set up for a magnificent third quarter. And, you know, as we know, the third quarter goes a long way to winning the match. So, look, I'm just really intrigued to see how Thunder come out after that probably disappointing second half of that second quarter, but also Southport, who had all the momentum in that last 10-15 minutes. So it's set up for a great third quarter.
And we saw plenty of drive out of the back half of the ground for the NT Thunder, Nicky, and guys like Justin Bugler are going to have to keep doing their job, but really it's going to have to be that forward line that take advantage of the opportunities that have been afforded to them.
Thunder, you know, like they've had chances, but you know, they've got to get it down there again and get a few more goals. Ewing's not going to stop. He's going to kick goals all day. No, be interesting this first half. It starts in this quarter. You know, premiership quarters and third quarters, Kanga, Gilbert.
So leading possession getters at half time. Andrew Boston with 15 for the Sharks. Grayson and Keris with 14. And Justin Bugler had 15 first half disposals. Daly Shannon had 14 and Tambling had 12 to go with his goal as well. So the prime movers of the NT Thunder midfield are going to be well matched, I think, because they've been, I think, on top for a portion of the game. But Southport, through Boston, Keris and the like, have really hit back.
First time I've seen Brennan go on the ball, not as a ruckman, but as a on-baller. He's there with Tambling, Eilert. So they could set up for those Thunder guys.
So we're underway, second half here. Gilhouse, he got his hand on the ball first. Eilert just batted it forward and found Tambling nicely. So the first forward foray will go that way. Lewis wins the football. So well done. Inside forward 50. Ewing's the target, but just working his way cleverly to the front there was Matt Sully. It's been a good battle, that one, boys.
Yeah, he has, and the kick didn't help Ewing, but look, he read it better, so well done by Sully. Those two have had a good clash all day.
So the run comes from Troutman, goes down the line.
Good kick.
It is a good kick. It finds Nick Burton. Burton's had his moments in this game. Been a little bit lively. Mummery stands the mark.
Good work.
Burton finds, I was going to say finds Thurlow because he found a bit of space, but it went, sometimes when you've got hands that big, it seems like a ball bearing, a little ball bearing that you try and actually clasp onto.
It's like you're grabbing it, but you haven't got it. You know, one of them ones.
He thought he had it, though. He thought he had it, didn't he?
Ball right on forward 50, where the throw in. It was a short one. Gilhouse just handled it straight to the opposition.
Yeah. Free kick.
He put it straight to Keris. He panicked, I think, and thought, geez, I've taken this out of the ruck. I better give it to somebody. The ball inside. Forward 50. That was Keris that got it there. Plenty of players around the contest. Thine lays a tackle. And the ball up will happen some 20 metres away from Southport's goal, just about directly in front.
Yeah, it gives them a chance to... if they kick the first goal, they take the lead, Kanga. That's what a scenario that is for them.
Bowden gets it on the second bite, just roosts it high. Brennan's in the middle of the ground. It takes a nice mark from line. The umpire pays it. Well done. We don't see enough of that from young Kieran Brennan.
Well, he's a player that should do that more often. You're spot on, because who's going to beat him when he jumps?
The ball inside. Isaac Franks couldn't take it. Getting it there was Brennan to Tambling. Now Long has to try and beat a tackle. Does so well. Tambling just tried to kick it with the outside of the foot, but only managed to put it a bit of an up and under, a wobbler, out of bounds on the full. Yeah, and it'll be Holland that can bring it back in.
Oh, just great pressure there by Hayden Kyle then. That was magnificent pressure, Nick.
Very good pressure there, Gilbert.
He's a good player, is Hayden Keel. Back to something near his best this year. Former Grogan medalist. Kick from Holland found Boston. 60 metres out from goal. Puts it to a very dangerous spot, but nobody is there for Southport. And Raf Clark, he had a couple of friends there if he couldn't take it. Raf Clark did take it and got it to Talbot. Goes up towards Cooper. Rogers got the spoil, but Cooper regathered it. Now they've got Paris forward of the footy. He's going to play on. Barth will be a short target. but the ball overshot him. And Mackenzie will get it back to Grayson. They've got in the opposite back pocket here Kieran Brennan. He takes the mark, but nobody forward of him there to be able to give it. So Grayson has to run and get it back from Kieran Brennan. Good work from the big man to help out back in defence.
Oh, it's great stuff there by, and defenders love big men coming back and supporting them, and not just big men, but even midfielders when they come back to help.
So Holland to Troutman, by hand to Burge, now to true centre half forward, the littlest bloke on the ground in Clements, forced to go for it. Raf Clark just hits it in the path of Talbot, outer wing, gathers the ball, looks inside, Ewing's the target, he's at centre half forward. I don't think he goes that far in his holidays generally, away from the goal square. On that occasion he's done well, gets it to...
You'd rather him mark it inside the forward 50 though, Kanga, you're right.
Talbot gives it back to Ewing. Just racking him up. Of course, he's kicked goal number 500 in the NEAFL competition and then lays a good score assist.
That's almost a 50-metre penalty.
To Eilert, and Jared Drew
what was that?
Laid what can only be described as a bit of a reckless spoil attempt.
Oh, well, you don't mind him spoiling, but he's actually made contact with the head, so umpire should have paid a 50.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He earns the hard ball.
He does.
Generally on the ground, Cameron Eilert. He's earned it hard in the air there.
The last bit of playing at backline, King, I think Raf got Xavier got a smack in the mouth with the footy.
He did. He did. Well spotted, Nick.
He's holding his nose for a while.
So Cameron Eilert, I didn't think he fancied his chances, but he's going for goal anyway. Tests him, and taking the easiest of chest marks in the finish. That was Grayson. Grayson goes out wide. Peris affects the spoil on Burge.
Jared Drew, he's done a great job on Eilert, and if you're a coach and you want a bloke to do a stopping job and compete like that, you're quite happy for him to attack the play like that, Nick, aren't you?
You think the boys hold back because the finals coming up as well?
Nah.
I think there's got to be a bit of momentum looking for that.
Oh, yeah.
You want a bit of momentum going into the finals. Cameron Eilert just a 7 disposals so far in the afternoon.
Is that it? 7? He's done a good job, the Southport player.
So ball up,
Drew.
half forward, out of side. Gilhouse gets the spoil. Southport have the numbers. Jared Brennan, Connor West gets his kick away hurriedly into the centre square here at Fankhauser Reserve. Attacking it was Rogers. They're not sure who was going to go for it for the Thunder, so Drew says, I'll take it. I'll go inside forward 50. He goes for home, and it was wide. But, geez, it was long, and that was a bit of a mix-up of communication from the NT Thunder in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, well, it was like they were looking at each other and say, you've got it. No, I've got it. No, you've got it. But that kick went 55 metres. That was a brilliant kick at goal.
That was a good kick.
So Long up towards Raf Clark, and he's going to be paid the mark, even though Connor West was in front and is trying to suggest to the umpire he had good purchase on the football as well. Goes towards Darren Ewing. I said he doesn't go that far from holidays. It says he needs a passport from there. Lewis just fumbles it, manages to get across though. Here's young Farrell Nelson, gets around one, then can line up, go around, and then goes whack.
How good was that?
And that was a good, solid disposal and shot for goal there by the young man, Isaiah Farrell Nelson. Take a bow, young man.
Great goal.
Oh, look, that was just class. He made it look easy, and it's not easy to turn around like that and kick a goal on an angle like that, but as we know with these Indigenous top-end players, they do that regularly, Nicky, and they practice that in the backyard. So they know how to find the goals,
don't they? Just turn around on the 50, just one step.
He done a 360, brother.
Yeah,
and then he kicked. That's what I mean. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, good goal.
But look, good goal, good start for them.
So the first goal of the second half goes away the Thunder. 9 points the lead now for them. Coming through there was, I think it might have been Farrell Nelson again trying to get involved. Butterick just gets a clearance off to Burge. Through the middle of the ground goes Drew. Just slips the grasp of Eilert. It's Long. The big spoil came from Long.
Well done.
Bugler has his handball spoiled. Screech stays in the contest. Was unlucky not to get a free kick. The ball inside there.
Good work.
Holland. Now to Screech again. Just turns. Tries to square it up. Ericsson's there. It can't quite work out. The Thunder bring it away. Tambling. Good handball under pressure. Finds Ben Rielli. They go to the outer side. Talbot's there with big fella Kieran Brennan. Talbot, the little man, pushes Brennan off, gets the ball off to Farrell Nelson, and they're away again. The Thunder in towards the true centre wing. Taban gets it off to Wills.
Here he goes.
Wills, and it's a free kick.
That's a 50-metre penalty.
Ground.
That's a 50 as well. What is going on here?
The ball
He's
will
lucky.
end up with Darren Ewing, and it was the late hit on Wills that will find Darren Ewing with the football shooting for goal.
Yeah, look, that wasn't very good by Trout.
Is it Troutman?
Troutman, yeah, like, you know, he could have given away a 50-metre penalty, and, you know, you just got to think before you do stuff like that. I don't know.
And Ewing,
But he's threw Cooper around
like an Olympic archer, the gold medalist, he's on target.
Yeah.
And that is 4 for Darren Ewing this afternoon. And he doesn't need many opportunities in front of goal because he is deadly.
There's a good play from the back line from the Southport forward line there.
Yeah, they.
Thunder brought it out. We didn't know who was going to get it.
Nah.
It's like a beach volleyball game there. Like, you know, we don't know which way the ball's going to end up, but Thunder got it out and they got a goal.
But Southport should have got a goal, you're right. And Glenn Streech before, he's the one that did all the hard work, Nick, and then he turned the ball over and he fought. He almost kicked somebody inside the goal square, but they just missed the target. But well done by Thunder. They took it down. They've just answered with a goal.
Yeah.
15 points, the difference, Nick.
There's 15 points. And we're underway yet again. Bath, he loses the footy. Boston picks it up. Goes inside forward 50. Clements is there. VV's there. Franks lays a tackle, an important one. Thurlow over the top. Is this the answer? No. So, didn't quite work out for the quick reply for Southport there. Narrows the margin to 14. Long brings it back in. The pass was hot, but Lonergan was up to it. As a man short. Raf Clark's the man. Butterick applies the spoil. Too high is the call, so the ball will come back. No advantage to Jack Long on that occasion. Just has man wide. It's Bugler. Just doing what he does, and that's racking it up from defence. 17 disposals now to Paris. Inside the centre square it was, but it was on target. Opens it up. Raf Clark, he's wrapped up. Umpire says play on. Eilert, uncharacteristic fumble. Wills, in his 50th game. They just get around him. I'm not sure they're saying congratulations on your 50th game, though. The Sharks, and the ball up will happen forward to centre for the Thunder.
Yeah, not on the field. Maybe later after the game they might say that.
Butterick, he caught one high. Screech. No free kick given. Grayson almost goes to ground but loses possession anyway. Tambling taps it in front of Daly Shannon, who doesn't want to take the ball either. Grayson, he does take the ball, does well. Boston, good work there by those two. And well done there by Clements.
Clements again.
Just stays in the contest, gives it to Franks, gives it over the top. There's a target there. And they'll just try and work it into the clear somewhere. McKenzie just tries to get the run of it. Paris applies the tackle. The kick with no great effect. And it rolls in what is not a bad result ultimately for Southport. Out of bounds, they can set up and look for a scoring opportunity.
Good pressure there by Thunder to force the error then. That was good pressure by the defence.
Gilhouse and Thurlow. Thurlow got it down, but Jack Long just takes it away, looking for a target. I'm not sure what target he was looking for. Keel slips over, but stands back up again. And Boston was the intention to find, and Eilert just chimed in at the right time and forced the ball over the boundary line. So a little bit of cloud cover here at Fankhauser Reserve on the beautiful Gold Coast. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Gilhouse takes it out of the ruck again, panics. I thought Boston was going to just go down low looking for the high tackle, but not to be fooled was Cameron Island as he gets up with the football.
They've got to score here, Kanga. If they don't score, they're going to get behind like another goal. So
14 points the margin. Plenty of players around this contest. And the Olympic wrestling might happen here, because there is just a stack of people. Even Buff Ewing is down there that far. Every player on the ground,
just about in the
forward of the centre. Gilhouse hits it out. Vivi takes it. Just tries to quickly get on the boot. Troutman gathers, shoots, and doesn't register with anything out of bounds on the full.
He probably could have took his time a bit more then.
Someone should have told him.
Well, he probably should have. Yeah, well, that's true, but he should have just maybe even centred it, I don't know. It's easy up here, though.
Coming from a couple of players beside me that made it look easy on the AFL field, and Gilbert McAdam and Nicky Winmar, as Ben Rioli gets it to Jack Long. Still in the back pocket for the Thunder. Comes wide to the grandstand. Paris and Lewis actually spoil each other to take the ball over the boundary line. We've played a little over 14 minutes of this third quarter. The margin stands at 14 points. The NT Thunder have kicked the only 2 goals of this quarter. Gilhouse.
Ooh.
Burge and Tamley went hard at it. I think it might have been a clash of heads.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Wills, or Paris it is, dispossessed. Burge has not moved too far.
I heard that knock from here, Kanga.
Yeah, it was accidental, Kanga. You're right. The two heads just collided.
And you could see both players' intent was absolutely 100% for the football.
I think he wanted to stretch here, Kanga.
And he's a tough nut.
Let's hope he's
Jason Burge. I'm sure he's going to get up from here, but I think they might just walk him to the boundary line, is my tip.
Well, I'll tell you what, Richard Tambly's no slouch to get hit by, because he's a pretty tough man, Richard is, I'll tell you.
And he's a solid conveyance as well, is Richard Tambly.
Remember Byron Pickett? He was a madman, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Byron didn't hold back, did he? He changed the rules of the game of AFL. He was that tough. It's true, Bruce. He made him change the rules because he wasn't tough. He was scary tough.
He was.
As Jason Burge, he's a little wobbly.
He is wobbly.
He did actually escape the grasp of the trainer's hands, actually wanting to stay on, but and then he took a wobble, and then I think he went, no, I better go.
Walk off.
Will you ever check before you go back on the ground again, Kanga?
He will have to undergo a concussion test.
Yeah. Good point, Nick.
So the former skipper of the Sharks walks off. A little worse for wear at the moment as Butterick comes on to replace him. Ball up again. Franks and Gilhouse. Got it down to Eilert. Paris, his handball didn't hit the target. Butterick, he got it from Ericsson. Now inside forward 50. All the numbers were with the Thunder, but somehow it was Thine that got it to Screech. And luckily, Ben Rioli was there to apply the smother. I can't fathom how there was a bit of miscommunication with 3 Thunder players there.
Yeah, that's
3 against 1.
Well, you're right. They should have done better.
Even like young Clements was by himself and 3 big giants around him.
Eilert lays the tackle on Drew from the restart. It's going nowhere, as generally happens when you're in the clutches of a Cameron Eilert tackle. Franks tried to come from a distance, couldn't do so. Eilert has it again, gets it off to Brennan. Brennan short, looking for Tambling. Troutman's right there, applies the spoil to keep the ball ensconced in the forward half for Southport. So they've had enough of the ball inside their forward 50 for a few moments to be able to impact, but standing firm with the NT Thunder defence.
Yeah, and that's a good sign for Thunder to be able to hold them out. And Southport need a goal, I reckon, just to make a statement. And the scoreboard pressure puts more pressure on you than attacking and momentum if you don't score.
Under pressure, that was Bowden. And a good mark there to Todd Grayson. I've actually liked his game in the back half of the ground this afternoon.
He's done well.
Boy from Victoria via the Sunshine Coast. Gilhouse gets back, and I was going to say takes a mark, but the umpire said he didn't have enough of it. Thine, whose jumper's ripped, he's wrapped up.
Ripped up. Jumping Kanga. Yeah.
Not looking as healthy as it did the jumper that he's wearing when he ran out this afternoon. Gilhouse pushes Thurlow off. No mean feat. Long goes off the ground. You don't like that. The outside of the right foot, that's Troutman. Screeches the target. Bugler's there. Just Bugler taps it in the path of
Clements.
Farrell Nelson. But it was
tackle.
Clements involved there. Rogers comes through. Wheels out of trouble. The pressure is good from the NT Thunder, and they just tow it forward. And the bounce just favours Lewis, and they're away on the outer wing. He's got a couple of bounces.
Just put it
Kicks
in front.
the ball inside forward 50. Cooper's the man. Ericsson's right there with him, and Ericsson gives away the free kick. I think Ericsson was unlucky because he had his eyes on the ball. But the umpire disagrees and says, no, you impacted the contest unfairly, and Patrick Cooper can go back and shoot for goal. This will be heartbreaking for the Sharks.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're chasing the bloke from behind, Kangas. You're always going to be that threat for that. You know that rule that the umpires pay? I agree with you. He actually disguised that pretty well, so, you know, it could have went either way, but he's paid it.
It's good to see the umpires look after smaller blokes, though, too, Gilbert. You know?
Yeah, I
Look at the
know.
size of him.
I know, but smaller blokes have to earn it as well, Nick. You know that.
Yeah.
That's right, as Cooper comes in. And he gets it, he squeezes it in. And Patrick Cooper, he adds his first for the afternoon. And this now is the biggest lead of the afternoon. 20 points, the margin in favour of the NT Thunder. It is 8-8-56. Southport, 5-6-36. We've played about 19 and a half minutes of this third quarter.
Great pressure, though, there. Down in the south, the Sharks forward line. The Thunder just...
They had all the play, and now all of a sudden it's gone down, isn't it?
Thunder just they worked out how to get it out of there.
And Nicky, is that 20 points or 22?
20.
It's 20 points, the margin.
It's 20 points. Well, that's probably the biggest margin for the day, Kanga. Would that be fair to say that? Because
that is.
I haven't seen it around that 20 mark yet.
It is. And the ball underway. Neither ruckman can get their hands on it. Keris applies a tackle. Does well. He's vigorous in amongst there. Now he's joined by a couple of extra Thunder players to tie the ball up. Interesting signs early up at Aspley, boys, in a crucial clash up there. 4 goals to zip. Gold Coast Suns way. So the pressure all on Aspley currently. Ball tied up in the middle here at Fankhauser Reserve once again.
What's going to happen if they make the finals with Sydney? And will they end up playing their players, or will they go on their pre-season trip?
The Swans will be very keen to win the premiership
in the NEAFL,
as will the GWS and the Gold Coast.
I didn't.
So the ball
Thunder's going to be there too, you know.
Ball at half forward. Raf Clark comes through, breaks a tackle, shakes and shimmies another one, gets the handball out to Wells. He's got time, he's got space, he can line up and he can miss. So the big build-up was followed by a little bit of a letdown.
Oh, he did all the hard work, Willsy, and, you know, he probably could have kept running. I would have kept running, you know, make the bloke come towards you and sell a dummy or whatever. He just could have kept going.
He would have kicked that blindfolded, Gilly.
Sully wasn't sure where to go and ended up going to himself. Coming across there was Burton, got the one arm up. Goes again, but can't quite affect the ball. Keel was there, but the Thunder, they win it again. Shannon dragged down. Now Rosier. Haven't seen a lot of him in the third quarter. Gets an awkward-looking kick, but it was touched off the boot, and that's why it looked awkward. It was Grayson. Spinning out of trouble was Boston, and he was looking for
bit going on the boundary too with VV.
VV's gone in there again.
There's a free kick going to go against VV now for being
VV.
A little bit vigorous. Free resultant kick went to Burton. Now they've got the ball. Unfortunately coming off the toes of Clements and ricocheting back about 30 metres. Islet's got it on the outer wing. Just chips it and says, settle it down, boys. Get it to Paris. So we're going to see how the Thunder might build it up from this particular situation as the ball goes on the outer side once again to Rioli. And he's off. Lewis. This time spoiling was Crowley. And I like the target that Lewis has provided, and he's got a bit of toe in the open space as well.
Yeah, and, if he doesn't mark it, he brings it to ground. But Matty Rosie, you called him before, he's been quiet. He broke his nose, I've been told, from a Thunder player. So apparently went into half-time with a broken nose. We'll find out more about that, Kanga.
Holland, Keris, trying to handballs. Drew, he's dispossessed. And now the Thunder, they're going to come away with it. So inside forward 50, and here's that man with the broken schnoz, and that's Rosier. The beak is gone.
Well, I don't know if it's broken. Don't listen to me too much, but I've been told that. So.
His kick was looking for Islet. Instead found Boston at a half back. Well done there by Glenn Screech. Clever. He goes down the line. Thurlow was the target, but first there was Bugler. He was just playing in front, playing percentages. Does well. Kick finds Taban. Eventually goes out wide. And that was Shannon. Inside forward 50 now. Crowley provides a sport, but roving it there was Wills. Off to Islet. He shapes to kick it. Instead hands it off to Bath. And Bath, he gives Southport a bath.
Well said, Kanga. Geez, they read the ball well.
It was good off hands, wasn't it?
Came back from the Southport's forward line. The way they worked it up the wing into the forward line. It's good to watch. Great skills.
It started from Bugler, didn't it? When he got it to Veve. And then they've set the ball up.
VV?
Or VV, or I call him Veve.
Sounds like VV, doesn't it?
No, well, it's VV. But, no, look, see how they can switch it from one end to the other? That's just a sign of a good side.
So it's 4 goals to zip in this third quarter. So they've made their move, and when they've had the chances, they've converted 4-1 in this quarter, compared with 1-5 in the first quarter when they were kicking the same direction. And now the margin, it's out to 27 points, a game high. Beautiful bounce in the middle of Fankhauser.
Yeah.
That was Franks going up against Taban. Burton to Boston. The Bees combined. Boston tried to lay the tackle on Ben Rioli, who was very good. VV with Tambling involved there as well. The ball turned over. Burton. Connor West stands in the tackle and feeds it off to Burton. Gives it off now to Keel. Keel can line up. This will be a badly needed goal, and well done to Hayden Keel. That's what he's capable of, and it was the quick hands that was a vital ingredient in putting that one to bring the margin back to 21 points. 6-6-42, 9-9-63, 25 and 3/4 minutes gone to this third quarter.
Yeah, look, just great goals, Southport, and well, it's an understatement because they needed that goal the way Thunder were getting away from them. And, even though they got that goal, see how hard they had to work to get that goal, Kanga, and that was due to the pressure of Thunder. So, look, that's good. It's brought it back to 21. And, if they can get the next one and, stop Thunder from getting a goal, Nick, they might go into three-quarter with,
Another goal would be great for Southport to get this quarter.
Well, you wouldn't count them out at this point in time.
No.
For the next...
Plenty of time. There's still time, isn't there?
So Gilhouse against the undersized Franks. Islet. It's wrapped up by McKenzie. And the umpire says that's a throw. Fermini probably took too long. Either way, it's a free kick going to Adam McKenzie. Gives it to Boston. I was going to say, under pressure. The kick was a pretty good one. Good spoil there by Ben Rioli. Tambling lays a tackle, but Southport still win the contest there. Keel goes again. Can it be 2 in 2 minutes? It is! What a roost!
That's unbelievable how he's kicked 2.
And unbelievable it's 2, but unbelievable is that the dominance of NT Thunder has been evident through this game at various points, but just when you think that they're just about going to really try and topple them over properly, Southport have hit back.
Yeah, and that's good because they need to if they want to win the game, and that's just been the pattern for the day, Nicky.
2 in a row, Gilbert.
Thunder have started off well, and Southport have come back, but Southport, they don't want to do that in the last quarter because they'll be playing catch-up. And that's what they've been doing all day, is playing catch-up.
The Sharks needed those goals, Gilbert. So, it'd be interesting. They get one more, it'll be match on in the last quarter again, so it's good.
15 points now, so...
Keel, 11 disposals, 6 inside 50s. And 2 goals as Franks went hard at the contest. Brennan just roosts it inside forward 50. Richie with the spoil, but Lewis is back there. He can turn around, he can answer, and he does. So 3 goals in 3 minutes, 2 one way, and then importantly for the Thunder, it was 1 back theirs, and restores the margin to 21 points as we are deep into time on of this third quarter. He's been a good contributor, as Daniel Lewis.
Yeah, just a great goal by Lewis, and it's that centre square set up again, and that's where Thunder are dominating in that centre square. Especially this quarter, since Brennan's been in there with Tambling and Eilert, so the 3 are still in there, the 3 guns, and you know.
Quick reply, good answer back, Gilbert.
And Gilbert, this might actually surprise you, but clearances for the day going Southport's way, 32-22.
Jeez.
From the centre square.
From centre square, it might be a little bit different. I haven't got that one. But again, it's that clean footy out of the centre that probably at times has been very good as Tambling's back involved there. Talbot has his kick smothered. Here's Brennan. He got the kick into the forward line that last foray forward.
Great
Paris,
vision.
well done. Finds Rosier. Still at half forward. Now they're looking for that target. Well done by Crowley on that occasion. Ericsson has his handball smothered. Now Ewing just goes on the left hand. Usually it's the left foot. He gives it to Talbot, and Talbot, he answers again. So bang, bang. And then the other way, bang, bang.
Oh, look, there's
It's raining goals.
There's a young kid named Mummery, Nicky.
Yeah.
Did you see what he just did then?
Yeah.
He's the one that smothered that ball, that turned that ball over.
Yep.
He's only 18, this young kid, and, you know, he's got a bit of skill about him, but to do the 1% stuff, that's brilliant by him.
Yeah.
And, well, they get another goal just when you think Southport are coming back, Nick.
No, it's a good play there. There's good vision from the centre there for Thunder. They stopped and turned and went right and then straight down towards the goals. Good finish, Gilbert.
So 6-2 in this third quarter, the NT Thunder's way. And not more than 2 or 3 minutes ago, we were saying that Southport were coming
back, yeah.
or at least I did.
No, well, that's been the pattern of the day. They haven't stopped coming, Southport, and that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So it was Holland inside forward 50. Thurlow, importantly, has gone in the ruck. We haven't seen him there very much this afternoon. But up to the task in the back half of the ground was Raph Clark. Gives it to Rosier. And now it's with Richard Tambling. He's trying to settle play down a bit. The margin 27 points.
I noticed Raph was off the ground too when they kicked those 2 goals.
Yeah, well, he's probably having a rest, Nick.
No, he was. He's
out
back
there
on now.
So Long and Bugler just waxing. Just running around Matt Sully, who's been pushed forward. So they're working the contest as Raph Clark gets it back again. Screech just mans the mark. Still in the back pocket. It just seemed to be traversing the ground.
They're just holding possession and killing time. That's what they're doing.
Long. Back to Raph Clark. Now to Tambling. Now there's a bit of space. Tambling decides to go. Kicks it short. Finds Talbot. Still at half back though. Goes in board. Finds Jack Long. Right on defensive 50. Right on the arc. And goes backwards once again to Brennan. We'll get around Sully. Just chips it laconically over the top to Bugler. There's Barth there. That was an awkward looking kick, but it still finds its target. Barth wheels around. Cooper's there. Put the one arm up only. Troutman just totally misses his target, but Drew still manages to get it.
Ooh.
Butterick has his handball smothered by Tambling. Now Cooper. His body was too fast for what he wanted the ball to do for him, and he just buffeted the ball as he fumbled it.
How tough was
over the boundary?
How tough was Raph Clark then when he put the pressure on Broderick? That was a brilliant play, wasn't it?
He's got a presence around him in this NEAFL competition. Thurlow had front spot. Coming through there was Holland. Does well. Kicks around the corner, down the line. Keel's there. I was going to say a mark. Umpire agrees with me. A couple of bites at it. And he gets around. I was going to say he gets around Taban. And he is gone for mine. Although the umpire says he must have just got a toenail on the footy. Because Taban...
Great tackle, wasn't it, by Taban?
Made a good tackle. Young man, just 18 years of age. Played for the Northern Territory in the National Championships this year. It's a fair-sized unit. Bath is
boy.
tackled. Underneath there was Shannon. Laying a very vigorous tackle there was Eilert on Keel. And Keel's that type of guy, although he's got great respect, no doubt, for Cameron Eilert. But Keel usually is a little pest and loves to have a bit of lip on the other way. Gilhouse down to Keris. Now to Boston. Just kicks it up and under. That's a fair way for an upper and under. And Jack Long just spoils it, puts it over the boundary line. So we're winding down to three-quarter time. Can't be far away.
It's been a long quarter.
And
Still
we've
following
had
around, isn't he?
8 goals kicked in
Keel.
this quarter. And the margin is 27 points. Gilhouse got hands on it. Drew working hard there with Eilert. Bath through his legs. Butterick gets a handball back. Working a bit of space there was McKenzie, close to the boundary line inside forward 50, and it's too far. So it will be over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. NT Thunder through Jared Brennan can reload from the back half.
Yeah, they're just propelling everything that's thrown at them, aren't they, Thunder?
Yeah, just playing kick down.
Tambling to the outer side in the back pocket still. Peris will have to go hard. He's got to get around Butterick. He's wrapped up there, although he cops a high one as he slipped over. So unlucky for Dyson Butterick there as he closed down on Peris. It just didn't quite work out for the Sharks on that occasion. Kick from Peris wasn't a good one. Southport get it back inside forward 50, and Screech can take the mark.
50?
And I thought that might have been 50 because that was a little bit late there from Jack Long.
Nah, the umpire's been consistent, because if he would have paid that, what about all the other 50s that's been not paid so far? So good decision, umpire. You got to be. People don't mind with decisions as long as you're consistent.
That's correct.
Because then you're predictable, and that's what people want.
And Sam Talbot just in the hands of the trainers
Who's
out
that
the outer
limp out?
side.
Who's that limping out there?
So Glenn Screech with the footy.
Doesn't look.
It's Dyson Butterick down on the ground.
Butterick, they're gonna.
Does look good.
So from 40, right on the siren, he pulls it. So it's only one behind. It was a crucial kick in the finish because just wanted to pull that margin under 4 goals, but not to be, as the margin at three-quarter time is 27 points, or 26 points, I should say, in favour of the NT Thunder. 11-9-75 to Southport, 7-7-49. And boys, the NT Thunder,
Good quarter.
they made their move.
Yeah, but Southport come back at them, and they got to wait to their biggest lead of the game, 27 points at one stage, Nick. And look, good to see Keel kick those 2 goals, and we thought, oh gee, they're coming back here, and unfortunately Thunder kicked the next 2. So, look, it's set up for a great last quarter.
Yeah. I think way things are going, I think Thunder's just going to start just maybe take off this quarter, because they're far in front now. They did really well. They held the ball up well.
Southport they're still in a chance, but the trouble is, by being 4 goals down, every goal that Thunder get, it's like Southport have got to get 2.
The strap ship though, Gilbert.
Well,
they're doing really well.
One thing we do know is that Coach Nathan Bock for the Sharks is going to have to really roll the dice. Xavier Clark, the coach of the Thunder, he'll want to just keep things chugging along in the same fashion. 26 points in front are the NT Thunder. We're going to have a break, and we'll be back with you for the last quarter here on the Gold Coast, round 21 of the NEAFL competition. And the Southport huddle just breaks here at Fankhauser Reserve. And Xavier Clark for the NT Thunder, the coach, just addressing his charges, urging them not to let up on what is a good performance by them thus far in the game. They've been challenged at various times, but it's 26 points the margin at three-quarter time here at Fankhauser Reserve on the beautiful Gold Coast. Mark Kennedy, joined by champion former St Kilda legends in Nicky Winmar and also Gilbert McAdam, and it has been a battle royale, but winning the war so far with the NT Thunder.
Yeah, look, it's been a great game up until now, and look, it's been great. Every time you think Thunder get ahead, Nick, Southport come back, so looking forward to a really good last quarter.
Be interesting what Nathan Rock would have said to his troops, and I mean Xavier came off with a smile on his face then. I mean he's happy with these boys, but we'll see how Southport go this quarter and hopefully get a few goals back.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic that's unfolding. Aspley have just hit the front over the Gold Coast Suns up there at Graham Road. It's early in the second quarter, and Sydney University have a 7-point lead over the Sydney Swans down at Blacktown International Sports Stadium there early in the second quarter. Also very low scoring game, but here at Southport they got it all in front of them with 26 points adrift of the NT Thunder. A beautiful bounce in the middle of Fankhauser to get us underway. Brennan had first hands on the footy.
First time I've seen Turlo into the ruck.
He went into the ruck. It's actually Kieran Brennan. Thurlow's still up forward there.
Didn't he look the same?
Yeah.
It's both big units. Drew off one step up towards Franks. I thought VV might have been holding on there. Umpire said no. Raf Clark. Handball eludes Tambling. West to Troutman. Inside forward 50. Keels. They're coming from the back. Was the man you thought was in the ruck. And thank God he wasn't there, because he just launched at the footy, Fraser Thurlow. Yeah,
no, look, and he's for a bloke so big, twice as big as everybody else on the field, he's got to do that more often, Nick. And he unfortunately doesn't do it enough. And for this side to go a bit to another level, he has to do that more often.
He's got to kick this goal, Gil. It's very important. I saw young Islet. He was down there for a while in the centre there. He was a bit sore when he got up, but
so Thurlow,
very important kick.
I'll tell you what, he's just about kicked the cover off it.
Massive kick, wasn't it?
And unfortunately for them, the Sharks, that is, it was offline, just the 1 point. So the margin now 25 points as Tambling has the ball. He got it from Jack Long. Off the one step, Tambling goes. Kieran Brennan's the target. He had front spot. Mummery just impacted the contest. He gets it again, gets the handball off to Islet now. Not sure where to go. Big, long, looping handball to Jared Brennan. He just wheels on that familiar left foot.
Good kick.
And finds out on the far side Bowden. And encroaching over the mark was Dylan Troutman. So he'll be penalised 50 metres. And this will just about take Bowden within scoring range.
Do you know that that's
inside of 50?
That's probably the first 50 for the game, Nick.
First? I think it's second.
Well, I haven't seen too many 50s today, and I don't know. There wasn't a lot in it, but he's paid it.
So Michael Bowden, this will be possession number 10. Hasn't had a lot of it, but can make a big impact here. Wheels up, has the distance, and has the accuracy, a crucial one to put, I guess, probably, is it the first or is it the final nail in the coffin of Southport for this afternoon?
Yeah, look, good to see that young kid kick that goal. And Nicky, you know his grandfather, Mike Bowden, he played in the Richmond Premierships in the 60s.
Rightio.
That's Joel Bowden, my father. And Rhett Braden, that all played for Richmond. And I'm not too sure which son this is. It could be Joel's son, I'm not too sure, but it's definitely one of the boys. So great tradition of the Richmond Football Club, the Bowdens have been. So who knows, one day we might see another one there.
Yeah, no, it's a good goal. He finished it off well. I was like King was saying, I don't know if it might be the last nail in the coffin for the guys.
So 31 points now, the margin in favour of the NT Thunder. They're going to have to do something quickly here. Southport, Brennan just tries to paddle it, misses it all together. Gillhouse, he's knocked over. It's a bit hard for being a man that big. Drew, he's in the middle of the ground there. Holland gets it out to Kerris. Kerris inside forward 50, coming out to meet it there. And in front spot, he'd be hard to get around.
Well done.
And that's Thurlow. So the positive
That's
is he's
good.
going to start getting his hands on the ball. That's his second mark inside 50.
Nah, that's what he needs to do, because who's going to beat him if you put it out in front of him?
He comes in, kicks it long, kicks it strong, and kicks it inaccurately.
No,
So he's kicked
2 points in a
one
row.
to the left side, and he's kicked one to the right side. He needs to line up and put one through the middle, because they are now 5 straight kicks, 30 points adrift of the NT Thunder. As Long kicks it in, finds Brennan. A couple of nervous moments waiting under that. Goes short to find Cooper. Cooper couldn't handle it. Grayson.
Great tackle.
Good tackle by Cooper. Gets it off to Clements. And that is holding the ball. And Luke Barth will be rewarded with that one. And once again, they repel the contest.
Yeah, just a great pressure there, and Southport's almost got it, didn't they, from Cooper, but, you know, just the way it goes.
Jake Long in the back pocket. I'm not sure where he was going, because 3 Southport players converge on Raf Clark. Sully kicks it inside forward 50. They've got the numbers. And standing tall there was Bugler. He'd be up in the better players on the ground, I would have think. As Islet's now got it in the back pocket.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been one of the better players in their defence.
Islet, good kick. Just measured well. Finds Tambling. Tambling goes for the big barrel.
Big barrel. I've seen one of those for a while.
Ewing just couldn't quite grasp it, even though he probably got the better of Crowley. Now Sully comes in, goes to the outer side, outer wing. Having a paddock out here is Keel. That's Frank's inboard. Instead goes to Ericsson at half forward, outer side. What's Ericsson going to do? He comes inside forward 50, but nobody's there except Patrick Taban. And he takes the mark and quickly gives it off to Cameron Islet. And if they're going to win this game, Southport, they need to take chances, but they need to just have their forward entries running the right way. As Rosier applies the tackle. West is there. Just bustled off the ball by Ben Rioli. Well done to Rioli there. Just waxes with Long. Now to Islet again.
There's 3 blokes out here against 1.
The kick's not a good one. Kieran Brennan takes the mark in front of another Brennan in Jared. And so the 2 Brennans just doing their thing. And it was the poor kick that fell into the arms of Kieran.
They cousins, you reckon?
Kieran?
I don't think so. He doesn't get a good piece of it, Kieran Brennan. It was might have been touch off the boot. Yeah. The umpire called it. Jared Drew just tries to go with the outside of the left foot. He obviously doesn't have a right one. And couldn't get at the distance. And Bugler takes the mark yet again on the line.
Yeah, he's a bit of a lifesaver, isn't he, on that last line of defence.
Jared Brennan. Talbot is spoiled. He's shaping up for a good leap. And Grayson gets his kick under pressure, and that's a good mark there by the ruckman coming in to save the day. And Gillhouse.
Strong, eh?
Strong mark.
That's magnificent. Strong contested possession, that is.
He just looks awkward with his kicking, but I don't think he's missed a target today. He goes by hand on this occasion,
ruckman
though.
Don't kick, they just handball.
They shouldn't. Ends up with Rosier. That's not a great kick, but it falls into the way of Talbot. He's upended as he kicks it. Crowley had front spot in front of Ewing as the ball fell a little bit shorter than he would have hoped for. Franks, he has the ball now, but Cooper applied the pressure to McKenzie. McKenzie, that's not a good kick. It puts Clements under enormous pressure. Ben Rioli does well. Raf Clark's there. I was going to say, but the ball goes out of bounds because I thought Raf Clark was going to stop. But instead, he waited for Ben Rioli to give it to him, and in turn, he gave it to Talbot.
Very smart football from Clarkie there. You know, he's
just experience, wasn't it?
Very professional, yeah.
It was a good lead there from Lewis. Gives it off to Raf Clark. Ewing just pushes Crowley off. He hasn't moved, boys. He's in a bit of trouble as Ewing goes for goal. Which way does it bounce? It bounces right across the face.
Crowley hasn't moved.
And through for one behind. So Ewing cannot add to the 4 goals that he has kicked this afternoon.
Looks like he got bumped by a Darwin Buffalo then.
Well, he's built, well, nothing against Darren. You know I know Darren, but he's built like a buffalo. Sorry for saying that, brother.
Kerris with the ball now for Southport. Gives the no-look handball. Eric to Richie. Richie goes backwards. Screech. As Crowley's still down over there. Just wonder what...
yeah, nothing was in it.
He's right now.
I think he might have been just badly winded, perhaps.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's any injury.
So Grayson will get the ball and gives it to the man who's up on his feet now. Or
That's
at least he
dangerous
would have if the kick had been on target. And they've got to take chances, but they've got to really make sure...
Keep the ball in their possessions.
Possess the footy is the key to be able to take those chances. The ball out of play in the forward pocket, out of side for the NT Thunder.
They just got to run and play on at every cost now, and who cares? They're not going to die wondering, so you might as well have a crack.
31 points the margin. Will they live to fight another week? As Lewis get the ball forward. And it teased Rosier, but eventually made its way over the boundary line. So right next to the behind post. What can the Thunder do here in terms of a set play? Do they have something up their sleeve?
A lot of stingers got out of this game now, isn't it? The score.
It has just a little bit, Nick, but it's like, I think there might be a little bit in it from both sides. You never know.
Sully to Screech, just wheels around. Boston just throws out the one hand and just clasps it in the mitt. Those bright yellow fluorescent boots.
That's a dangerous kick.
And Mummery! What a beautiful mark.
Lets him know too. He tells him about it as well. He's got up and looked in his face.
It was a dangerous kick from Boston, but what about the fly from Mummery?
Yeah, the young kid.
Yeah.
Only 18 years old. He made that look
18
easy.
years old?
He's only 18, Nicky. He's got a bit of a future, this young kid.
Yeah.
So they'll kick it on a 45-degree angle. We'll have a good look at it. At 35 metres he'll kick it from. He starts it right, and quite often as it happens...
He's had a go at him too.
Quite often as it happens, boys, a big mark follows not quite as good kick for goal.
Should have said a word.
Well, plus there's a bit of byplay too.
And Boston under pressure on the outer side, looking for a teammate right on the outer wing.
It's good to see a kid at 18 years old enjoying his footy too, you know.
Apparently he's a good kid too, Nick.
Yeah.
The ball in the outer wing. Come back into play, Gilhouse and Kieran Brennan. Gilhouse with strength. And the free kick will be given away. It'll go against Kieran Brennan. Just tackling a man without the footy. It's Bowden. He's asked to move it now by the umpire. As Long. Lewis is the target. And Sully does well. Just stood and spoiled the ball out of bounds. 32 points the margin in favour of the NT Thunder. 11 and a half minutes gone of this last quarter here at Fankhauser. As Xavier Clark just down addressing his key troops in Richard Tambling and Jared Brennan on the boundary line. Having a break.
Is this his second year's coaching?
It's his second year.
They won it last year.
He won it in his first year as a coach.
Jeez, did well.
Now with Eilert, got it from Jack Long.
Look at that.
Now to Raph Clark. He got a little bit of space. Off one step, he loads up. And to the near side it goes.
It's a backman.
I think Darren won it in the goal square then. Darren Ewing.
Well, like all good full forwards, they tend to like the football coming to them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Grayson goes up for Franks, and Jack Long gets there in time to affect the spoil. So we'll have a throw in right in front of the Southport interchange position.
Geez, Jack moved well for his big boy.
For a big boy, yeah.
And there's an interchange infraction that I just saw, but not picked up by
What happened?
the umpires. Two players around on the ground. And Eilert, the kick almost found Daly Shannon. Grayson did well. Connor West goes in hard. Now it's picked up by Southport. They can bring it out. Boston quickly gets a handball away to Kerris. Now to Holland. Holland down the line. Can't find Burton. Taban tries to come through. And I'll tell you what, he was just about
Lucky didn't hear.
lucky he didn't hit him because I think he might have been in strife. Raf Clark to Bugler, right to the forward line. Ewing just worked his opponent off the ball. Now the run from Farrell Nelson, but he overran it. Ewing is there. Johnny on the spot, goes around the corner, and that's a handful for Darren Ewing. And he has been exactly that for the Southport Sharks this afternoon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the penny section for Southport this afternoon, as 39 points now is the lead in favour of the NT Thunder, 90 playing 51.
Yeah, Farrell Nelson, Nicky, did you see him do that tap back to Ewing?
Yeah, he did well.
That was class what he did
said
there.
all day, the Darwin boys, that sort of tapping it like
Well,
that,
he just tapped it behind him and just disguised it well and set Ewing up for a great goal. That's what they do.
This
top-end players,
tampering reminds me of a bloke called Kadji Dunn used to play for Darwin. He was at South Fremantle when I was there.
Yeah.
I used to live with him. We had rice every day.
Oh, I think Kadji was a bit...
What's for tea? Rice.
Kadji was a bit bigger than Richard.
He was a big boy.
Trying to burst through from the middle of the restart was McKenzie, and that's a good mark up forward there. And that was taken by Connor West in front of Justin Bugler. He hasn't lowered his colours at all today, Bugler. Thurlow got a couple of marks on him, but other than that, he has been dominant in the back half. And on this occasion, Connor West, he can go back and shoot. We'll have to kick it 49 metres. Instead, he just sits it up and pushing forward there. And clever play there finds Sully. And Raf Clark just kept walking across the mark, but the umpire was too busy with his back turned there.
I thought he would have.
Did you see that?
He's lucky he probably didn't get away at 50 for doing that.
Should have been for mine, but we'll see if it matters. And it does, because Sully kicked it like a man who plays in the back half of the ground.
Only 10 metres out.
No, you just took the words right out of my mouth. He kicked it like a backman, didn't he, Nick?
Yeah, sure did.
So a promising build-up and clearance from the back half of the ground as Bugler's coming off a little bit ginger.
Yeah.
I'll be looking just to manage a few of their players, I would have thought, in this last half of the last quarter. And what about the leap of Daniel Lewis?
The umpire's down here as well. Another one.
Won by Farrell Nelson. But what about that absolutely breathtaking mark by Daniel Lewis?
That's what we love about our game when we see skill like that.
And Taban, he was a front man as Thurlow just tried to pluck it from the back. And he just quickly gives it to Talbot. And Sully. Just that is just nothing but a bit of silliness from the point of view.
How long he's going to tell him?
Oh, they won't put up with that. Don't let him know. Longy won't put up with that.
Well, I think both sides remember that there's potentially a final next week, which will keep things in check, I would have thought.
Yeah. He's a big boy, this Taban, Nicky. He's 18. Look at the size of him, and he's 18.
So the advantage kick is with Ewing. He just loads it up, and it just fades across to the near side. And the margin back to 39 points.
They're right.
And Rioli just chimes in, gives a short kick. Doesn't go the required distance, so it's play on. Farrell Nelson tries to kick the miracle, but instead was just sat up. Bowden couldn't take it. Ben Rioli's there. He just slips out of a tackle, swoops around, and then kicks a goal. They all go to him, and they love it when Benny Rioli kicks a goal. And the margin out to 45.
Everyone's there.
What's he doing in the forward line? He plays in the back pocket.
Oh, no. What a goal.
He's obviously been... he's probably got dragged from the opposition to go down there, but look, that's why they all went over to him, and when he kicked it, they were so excited.
Well,
but
they're probably trying to get up there because he's been lazy in the back line. No, he's been good. He's been good all day.
Look, he's been a great servant for Thunder, young Ben, and him and Shannon, the two brothers, Rioli. Did you know that that's Dan Rioli's brothers? So you can see where they get that. Will Rioli just have a look at the bloodlines?
The flair.
Brilliant bloodline.
They have a good grasp on where the football's going, a good feel for it, and they have that natural flair.
How many players were in the one team of Longs last night? There was about 10 or 12,
it was seven in one team.
Well,
I've never heard of seven brothers in one team.
So we're out to 45 points here. Kieran Brennan
Maybe
Or
an F
Thurlow
troop.
wins
Maybe
the
an F
tap.
troop.
Keris squeezes the handball forward. Troutman. Ericsson's offloaded as he kicks it. There's that man that kicked the goal. Ben Rioli gives it off to Cooper. So Cooper at half back. He's happy just to go back and just chew up a little bit of time. We're 18.5 minutes gone. The margins or the results not in doubt. As coming hard there was Mummery. Sully had front spot. Grayson now off to Richie. Richie just chips it. Half back it is on this clubhouse side of the ground here at Fankhauser Reserve. And Glenn Screech has the ball. Just look to create. He goes to Crowley. Richie's further afield and wider.
Phoebe's back
Goes
on.
to him now. So still at half back, outer side. Goes up the line. Looking for Burton to get there before he got to the boundary line. Yes, says the umpire. Mark to Burton it is. Right in front of the Doug Hannell Memorial scoreboard. 45 points the margin. Burton's asked to go now. Franks is the target. Got to beat 2 because Raf Clark arrived and was a third man up and then absolutely nailed the football over the boundary line with his fist.
Oh, just powerful, isn't he, Raf? And he's even more powerful now. He's carrying an extra couple of kilos, brother. Sorry about that, but no, you certainly make yourself. No, he makes yourself feel you know, he makes his body feel present anyway.
But importantly, he's still playing at a good level. Screech inside forward 50, and that's a good kick. Finds Clements, and the hit out came from the back, or came to the back, and the kick found Clements there. So Rob Clements, he can hold his head high. He's been vigorous any time he's been involved in the play.
Your man, Nick.
He kicked this.
It comes in, and he kicks it. All right, Nicky, it did. It was a kick, but it was only a point. So they just haven't taken their chances. It's 4 points in this quarter that Southport have kicked, while NT Thunder, they've kicked 3-4.
Oh, what a kick.
So that's a great kick in from full back from Raf Clark.
That went 60 metres, Nick. That was a brilliant kick.
Yeah.
Found Luke Barth.
Look at this.
Right to the outer side. Farrell Nelson. In fact, it was Cooper. Apologies. Well done there by Ericsson on that possession. Talbot goes inside forward 50 and finds Mummery. So Mummery, tight angle right on the boundary line. He's only about 25 metres out. And he just goes very casually around the corner. He's like he was down the park just going, oh, just whatever.
I'll just turn around and kick this.
Whatever.
Point, though.
But it was only a point. And the ball's brought back in. And they're away again. Southport, they'll just try and do something. Raf Clark. Isaac Franks is there. He was the initial target. Taban just feeds the ball backwards. Finds Jack Long. Backward to centre. Goes to the outer side. Has Talbot out there. So now the ball's held up as Southport push back in numbers. Kicks it short. Finds Rosier. The man, according to Gilbert McAdam, with a broken beak. His nose is no good.
Well, I got told that at half time, but he seems to be going all right with a broken nose, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's right. They go further afield. This is Daly Shannon out there.
Does hurt, though. You get a whack on the nose.
Yeah, I know.
I've had one broken, I think.
Well, I played with a broken jaw for a quarter, not with a broken nose, but...
Here we go.
So Daly Shannon to Taban. Goes wide to Bugler. He's got a little bit of time and space. He'll absolutely load up here. It's a long, long bomb! And Bugler caps off what has been a fantastic game for him and the NT Thunder. He's the stand-in skipper for this afternoon. He's led by example and adds a magnificent goal to go with his 25 disposals for the afternoon and extend the margin past the half century to 51 points. Some 22 and a half minutes of this last quarter.
Yeah,
talking
just
about
great goal.
F-troop before the Bugler kicks a goal.
Yeah, well, it's... Nah, look, he's a good player, Nick.
Great goal.
He was one of their better players last year in their premiership season, and, you know, he's definitely one of their leaders. And I'm really glad that they've given him that leadership role because, you know, he deserves all that. So that's good to see him, and what a goal for a backman. That went 55 straight through.
Great goal.
And what a great angle we had on that.
We
to
were
see
right behind it, Kenga.
what a great conveyance of the football that was from Justin Bugler. So 51 points
Good bounce again.
Game's gone for Southport. We're going to see what happens in other matches around the NEAFL competition to see if this Southport Sharks side will be playing finals as NT take it away again. Eilert, Bowden. He's tackled by Screech. They'll give it up here. West to Kieran Brennan, to Rogers. Chips it short and has Tom Thine, who's had a change of jumper at three-quarter time. Goes long inside forward 50. Bugler's back there, so he's doing it at both ends. Spoiled Thurlow and just chipping it around the corner. There was Clements.
5 points.
And they just haven't been able to buy one in this last quarter. 5 behinds. You're right, Nicky Winmar.
Yeah.
And the margin back to an even 50 points.
Could have been 12 goals now.
Well, it's... Yeah, you got to kick goals.
And this is a really meritorious victory, considering that Cameron Eilert hasn't had an enormous impact on this contest either, as we're accustomed to him having.
No, that's the value.
Well held, though, I think, Kanga today, isn't he?
But that's the value of all the other players. They don't, they can still get a win without him playing well.
Taban goes down the line over the head of Grayson, though.
That's a sign of a good side. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Jared Drew got it back. Now to West. West didn't look where it came from. Long. Just he's come down pretty heavily. Taban, he'll look for the boundary line. No, he gives it back in board. Has Rosier there. Now back to Raf Clark. We'll just keep an eye on Long. He gets up and he's all right. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
And as Paris just chips over top, finds Bowden.
He's opened the ball the other way, I think.
Nicky, if the ball coming towards you, get up fast.
Got to get up, don't you? Got him up.
It's amazing how the adrenaline flows when the ball comes. So Bugler has the ball, goes to the outer side. Here's the man we were just speaking about before in Cameron Eilert. He has the ball. Hayden Keel standing the mark. Byron will ask Eilert to go in just a moment. Comes in the middle.
Great
Fankhauser Reserve. Just waited and assessed the situation beautifully. Has Lonigan. Has his kick smothered, so that wasn't the best from him. It was McKenzie that smothered it. Screech gives it to their man McKenzie. Now gives it off to Drew on his favourite left foot. He goes long. Thurlow has a spot, but coming in and chiming in as a third man into the contest was Ben Rioli.
Oh, dangerous.
It was a dangerous kick, but got there. There's Paris with the footy. Chips it up.
They're still running around, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Here's the man. He's back. He's Long.
Good kick.
Lazarus. He's not quite back from the dead, but he was back from a blow. And Ewing there turns it over, finds Burton. And here's Screech with the ball.
The way he hit the ground, it might have been an earthquake today. Jeez, it was heavy, wasn't it?
Screech's kick only finds Eilert, and he'll go back. Try on the outer wing. Scoreboard there, showing us 50 points as the margin Eilert's asked to go. That's a very nice disposal and good decision making. Finds Daly Shannon. As Shannon, 60 metres out. What's he doing, boys? Is he going to load up? No, he's looked for a target, and it's the lead
on his arm.
Yeah.
On his arm, jumper.
And that was there. He'd beaten his defender on the lead, and I think the midfielder in Keris was forced to help, and in doing so, just grabbed onto his arm and dragged him down. So free kick to Daniel Lewis.
Yeah, no, look, it's good decision. He really couldn't have done anything more than that. And Kanga, he probably had to lay some sort of hand on the body or something. And
Benny's off.
So
another goal coming up, Nick.
Daniel Lewis, who took early in this quarter a NEAFL mark of the day for mine, kicks a goal to add to his tally this afternoon. That's 3. One in the second, one in the third, one in the fourth. And a good centre-half forward he has been today, and helping the Thunder extend their margin out to 56 points, a game high, approaching 28 minutes of this last quarter.
Yeah, no, Nick, this is the first time I've seen Thunder play live this year. I've seen a lot of them play last year because we did a few of their games, but yeah, they're just a very consistent side. Just personally myself, it doesn't seem like they're a better side than last year, but look, the thing is, you're in the finals, Kanga, and once you get there, who knows what might happen.
That's right. Half time And there'll be some nervous Sharks out there at the moment because at half-time the Gold Coast are leading Aspley by 19 points.
Gee. What quarter?
And that's half-time. Eilert gets the clearance. Towards Mummery's there. Jumped high, jumped early, couldn't take the mark. Richie was there. Tambling to Lonergan. Ewing, one-on-one. But the ball just a little bit further away than he would have liked to really probably try and make some contact with his opponent to push off and take the mark. Ball spills out of bounds. So plenty to play for as at half-time, very low-scoring match between... We'll get to that in just a moment because that's the final siren. I was going to say scores are even between the Swans and Sydney University at half-time as well. Jeez. But here at Fankhauser Reserve, it ended up a comprehensive victory to the NT Thunder over Southport. It was 56 points. Southport led at the first change by 4 points. And then after that, the NT Thunder slowly took control before a 5-goal to zip final quarter blew the margin out to 56 points. It was a good tune-up and a good warm-up for the NT Thunder leading into their first finals assignment, an elimination final next week.
Yeah, and you could say that about Southport. Even though the scoreboard says they lost by 9 goals, I don't reckon the scoreboard's a reflection of the game. The game was a lot closer than the scoreboard actually told myself. But look, we'll wait and see what Gold Coast is set up. And yeah, you're right. Thunder's going to be looking good for the finals next. So Southport are just going to have to wait now to see if Gold Coast get up, Nicky.
Gold Coast get up or Aspley?
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast are currently leading.
They've got to beat Aspley.
Currently leading by 19 points at half-time.
Aspley can beat Gold Coast.
And we will see what those results are in those other games. But here at Fankhauser Reserve, again, the NT Thunder, they have just constructed a good win. They held sway in terms of possession early and couldn't quite get the score on the board. But over the course of the day, you've got to say that they were the better side for all but brief patches where Southport really impacted the contest.
So the thing that's so apparent to me is that I could see Territory Thunder kicking 15 goals at the start of the game. I couldn't say that for Southport, so that's where I knew that they were going to win the game. And that's what happens. If you can kick 15, 16 goals, you're going to win more games than not. You know, especially with the opposition. I mean, I'm not saying that they're down the bottom, Southport, but
it was a very slow start for both teams though in the first half there.
Yeah, it started off slow, and you know, after half time the goals picked up a bit more, Kanga.
We knew that Thunder was going to come good there because they did that against Sydney last week at home.
So the goal kickers, it was Darren Ewing with 5 goals to. And is a momentous one, 500th in the NEAFL. Yeah. He finished with 5 for the day to end up with 503 in his career so far. Daniel Lewis, excellent at centre-half forward with 3 goals. And singles to Cooper, Bowden, Farrell, Nelson, Talbot, Tambling, Ben Rioli and Luke Bath. And also one to their captain today, a beauty from Justin Bugler in the last quarter. While Southport, a couple each to Keel and Thurlow, while Mackenzie, Drew and Clements had singles. We're going to wonder whether we're going to see Southport next week in the finals. But you're going to say they're going to have to lift, regardless of who, if they do make it there. But today, it was Southport. Yeah. Just going down to the NT Thunder. And boys, after seeing this game today, who's your tip now that after this final round, who's your tip for the premiership? We're going to finish on this one. Who's your tip for the premiership, Gilly?
Look, the way it's going, Sydney Uni, I've been really impressed the way they've been playing all year, and I'm tipping Sydney Uni.
It's the first time I've seen Thunder play, and I watched them last week as well, King. Some guys said to me in Aspley that they'll win again.
Yeah,
so
they're hard to beat.
I mean, they're you couldn't pick out one good player for that team today. They played as a team, and that's what make premiership sides.
Well, they are the defending premiers, and today they played very much like that. It was a spirited performance by them. And as we farewell for this afternoon, it's a big 56-point margin in favour of the NT Thunder. Thanks to Nicky Winmar and also Gilbert McAdam. We'll be back with you for more live action in the Northeast AFL competition. From myself, Mark Kennedy, we'll sign off here from Fankhauser Reserve.